What? Am I here? I think so. I think so. Okay, you guys, new setup again, so make sure that you can see me and hear me. Okay, good. Thank you, Jane D. All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. So, new setup again. Let's start with this. How many people joined me last week? Last Saturday. So those of you that are in the chat, and I'm just looking at the chat over here, how many of you were with me this last Saturday? Hi, Terry and Kathy, Marilee, Ariana, Carolyn. How many of you were here with me last Saturday with my new setup as I was trying to figure out some things with my new setup? Joanne, yes. Amy, Jane, Terry. Okay. So if you weren't here last Saturday, things look a little bit different. And this is how they look different. I'll just show you real quick. Beep. Right? So I have a new little setup. And see how I can just alternate back and forth with that. So there's a learning curve that's coming with that, just so you know. This part is all okay. When we are working, though, when you see the camera overhead, it's a little bit blurry. And really where it's blurry is my writing. So you can see everything, but it's still a little bit blurry. I spent a couple of hours this morning trying to figure that out and still trying to figure it out. Nick, my husband, was trying to help me, and then Vicki and I were chatting back and forth via text. So that's still going to take a little bit more work, but we're going to go with it still. Oh, thank you, Joe. It's 2-day hair, 2nd-day hair. I've learned the longer my hair gets, 2nd-day hair is always better than 1st-day hair. And a lot of times 3rd-day hair is better than 2nd-day hair. I never really understood that when I had short hair, because when you have short hair, there's no such thing as 2nd-day hair. 2nd-day hair is basically put on a hat. Anyhow, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Oh, it's already toasty. I've got to turn on the little fan. How is everybody? We have lots of different places. Karen, I think the learning curve is good too. I mean, you know what? It's just a little bit different. So we are, hang on. Come on, little fan. You're plugged in. Heavens. There we go. All right. Okay. Don't mind me. Just, I'll be really hot. Well, I'll be really hot anyway. Welcome, everybody. Okay. So, looks black and white except for the books behind you. So, it actually isn't black and white. It's just that I have black and white on. So then, really, if I'm here and then you can't see that thing right there, then it kind of looks black and white, right? Anyhow, there's color. It's just that right now, yeah, the Beyonce fan, really, I need one that's like right here on me. Dry shampoo. It is, Jess. I know. And it's much healthier, at least for my hair, if I'm not washing it every day. So anyhow, as long as I brush it before I go to bed, I've learned that's kind of the key, or else I wake up and it's all different directions. So now that we have the 2nd-day, 3rd-day hair chat out of the way, and we also kind of have we didn't really talk about the menopause thing, but I did very loosely in talking about having the fan on. I have shorts on today, so that's good. I think it's supposed to be like 80 something outside today. So how is everyone? Totally just kind of off the cuff chat there. We ready to list today? We have a couple fun lists. First of all, though, we have a winner from last week. So I will first announce the winner from last week, and then we'll talk about the winners from 2 weeks ago. So the winner from last week, the Safe Travels product bundle, that goes to Dawn Milbrats. And so I just, a few minutes ago, went to the comments from last week on last week's video and left a message for Dawn. So randomly just picked her as a comment. It was really fun reading your comments though, the places that you guys would love to travel. Some of you are saying that not much travel right now, so you can basically get in your car and go, and so you're doing a little bit of that. But whether it's visiting your own country or St. Petersburg, Russia, I mean, there were tons of places that you guys mentioned that were also on my bucket list. So one day, hopefully, we'll be able to check off some of those things on our travel bucket list. Yeah, so congrats to Dawn. I don't know if I never know if people are here or not. Oh, Francis, yes, you guys always need, rain. And so it's funny that Francis just commented, because that will dovetail me right into the other giveaways. So if you won a giveaway from the chat from National Scrapbook Day, you know that you won a giveaway, that because I would have announced it during the chat. Those haven't been sent yet. But I also have not picked the comment winners from that video. That was on my list of things to do today. This morning before we started, and before Nick, my husband, went golfing, he said, hey, let's look at your StreamYard thing and see if we can, get that blurriness figured out. We looked at it, and then for about an hour, and then he's like, I'm leaving because clearly you're getting frustrated. And that is what 26 years of marriage will do to you, right? I'm like, get out of here, go out, you can't fix it. So anyhow. TMI. So I have not picked the winners yet from International Scrapbook Day, and I promise, do that this weekend and then get them shipped next week. So just know that's coming. That's just one more thing to maybe look forward to, right? If you were still hoping to win, then you still have a chance. All right, guys. Yes, everyone. Yeah, because I said Francis, I should probably complete that loop, because Francis was one of the winners. And it was so fun when she emailed me after the fact with her address. She said, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I'm at a scrapbook store in Northern California for National Scrapbook Day, and I'm watching with my friends, and we're scrapbooking, and you called my name, and she said that they were very excited. So it was kind of fun. It's kind of like The Price is Right. Remember The Price is Right, when they'd say, so-and-so, come on down, and then you'd have the people that would like freak out and run down the aisles, and everybody wanted to see that, right? And then you'd see the people that were like, just kind of strolling down the aisle to come to the, where they started playing the game. You're like, no, get excited. You're supposed to be excited. So that was fun. Frances said she screamed when she won, and I could just envision that. So it was kind of fun. All right, guys. So we are just looking at the chat again for a sec. We're going to get started. Oh, I know. So one more thing two more things before I go. Let me actually back up all the way, and let's start from the beginning in case anyone is new. If you are new here, 8 minutes in, my name is Lael Kankar, and I have a business called Lael by Mail. As you see my eyes kind of darting around, I'm just getting used to where the new camera is. So, but I have a business called Lael by Mail, and pre-COVID, I was traveling a lot to independent scrapbook stores, teaching at events, teaching all over the world. Traveler's notebook classes and scrapbooking classes, scrapbook layouts, mini books, planning classes, all different kinds of things. And then COVID hit. So I started doing videos on YouTube. And the first couple, those of you that were with me back then, it was just kind of wing it and try to figure things out. And we did, but it was early days of COVID. So everyone was winging it. Anyhow, that was more than a year ago. And here we are, I think like 15 months ago, right? So here we are. I come on every Saturday-ish, for the most part, every Saturday, and we all get together and we do some creative listing. So the day before, I send out via email and then also on my blog the 3 list prompts that we do. And then some people list with me. Some people are working on other projects. Some people are at work. Some people are cleaning the house, just doing all different kinds of things. So it's just kind of turned in this really fun get together with a big group of friends, right? And the big group of friends varies. Sometimes there's 300 or 400, other times there's 100 of us, and it just depends. But the little community that we've built, and I say we because you guys are all part of that through the chat, has been really the neatest thing. And I love to kind of check in on the chat because you guys are talking about, oh my gosh, I think we live in the same city, or hey, I know that person. And it's just really cool to kind of see some of that going on. And then even if you don't live in the same place, it's like we're all together anyway. And I love seeing that kind of community build that you guys are building. So it's really awesome. as we work, in the description of the video, so kind of the description of the video down below in your little player, there are links to a lot of different things. So a lot of the products that I use, in some cases, there are things that I saw on my website. In other cases, there are links to other places like scrapbook.com or Amazon if I don't carry them. I always encourage you, if you have a local scrapbook store, to shop local, because it's so important. Whether it's your local scrapbook store, your local hardware store, your local mom and pop coffee shop, dry cleaner, whatever it is, if you can shop local, it's always really good for all of our communities if we do that. But if you don't have local, then I'm here to help. Okay, friends, thumbs up if you enjoy what we're doing. The whole social media thing, the algorithms, I swear, change like every 28 seconds. And it's so hard to keep up with, as a business owner, how to make sure that everybody can see all your things. But one of the really big things is if you guys give thumbs up, the interaction is really, really important. And it's important for me, but it's also important for other people, because that is how, if someone comes to YouTube and searches for Traveler's Notebooks, the more thumbs up that we have and the more interaction that we have in the chat and in the comments after the fact, the more people that find us. And that's how I hear that a lot of people find us, because they leave a comment and they're like, first time listener, long time caller, whatever they used to say on talk radio. So the thumbs up is super important. If you accidentally hit the thumbs down, that's okay. And that's what I'm telling myself every time there are thumbs down. It's just that somebody accidentally hit that darn thumbs down button instead of the thumbs up, right? Anyhow, okay, friends. So if there's anyone that is new, so if you're new and you are in the chat, say hi. It's such a friendly bunch of people, and really from all over the world. But say hi, because then I think you feel a little bit more comfortable and you feel like you belong. But you belong, I promise, whether you're in the chat or not. I know we have lots of people that don't participate in the chat, but just like to hang out, and that's good too. All right, guys. Oh, so one thing I should mention. There are going to be 2 weekends in June. The first 2 weekends in June that I will not be here. I will be out of town. Nick and I are going on a vacation. So Sam will be at our house, kind of keeping an eye on things. I don't know, maybe our house needs to keep an eye on Sam, really. Anyhow, but so 2 weekends in a row, we will not be together. And I thought about pre-recording things, and I have a lot to do business-wise before I leave, because there will be nothing shipping for 10 days either. So I was going to pre-record and have them all queued up, but we're just going to take a break for 2 weeks, the first 2 weekends in in June of 2021. And then, gosh, that third week when we're all back together, though, will be really fun. So just kind of stay tuned for that. But I wanted to kind of throw that out there right now, just so you kind of start getting used to that, since we haven't missed a week in, like, I don't know, 15 months or something. Okay, friends. Hi, Sandy. All right, Kristen, thank you. All right, I think we're good, guys. I buy a portable tabletop air conditioner. You know what, Linda, that reminded me. I have this little fan that I usually put in my bathroom that is, you just plug it in, charge it with a USB. But really, I should have that right here. I have one by my legs, but eventually it would get so loud that you guys would be like, sounds like a jet engine taking off. And Nick just laughs at me. I tell you, if anybody has any solutions for waking up, the last probably 3 weeks, every night I wake up like 2 or 3 times a night. And I think it's just the hormone things, but I'm ready to, 5 a.m. this morning. And then I'm like, well, forget that. I'm just up. So, all right, friends, let's go ahead. Oh, last one. Giveaway for next week, because we do giveaways every week, because I like to give giveaways. The one for next week is one of the little scattered thoughts, little prize bundles. So this is one of the little canvas bags. And inside we have scattered thought stamp set, which I'm using this today. And we have the little scatter sticker and the little scatter pin. So all of those things I sell separately on my website, but that will be today's prize. And I will draw for that next Saturday morning from the comments. So not the chat, anyone that's new. I won't draw the prize randomly from the chat. I'll draw the prize from the comments that are left on the video after the fact. So just make a quick mental note when we're done to hop right back into the video, leave a quick comment. And we have 3 lists today. one of them is my happy place. So I'll be listing about one of my happy places. What I would like you guys to do to enter to win that giveaway is to leave a comment after the fact telling me one of the things you love about your happy place. If you want to tell me what your happy place is and then also one of the things you love about it, that's great. Or if you want to keep your happy place private, then just leave a comment telling me what you like about your happy place, one of your favorite things. Okay, guys. So mini books and TN kits. Kim, yes. Yes, that long list of things that I mentioned that I needed to get done before I leave. That's what they are. Finished designing, all the products ordered, but lots of kitting, finished designing, writing instructions, and then shipping, excuse me. So that's the goal right now, is to have all of that shipped off before we leave. So Monday, there will be 2 brand new mini book kits, and then depending on when I get the product, hopefully late next week, then I'll put out the Traveler's Notebook kit. Those of you, last thing, and then we'll get started. Those of you that want to hang around to the very end, if you remind me in the end, I'll give you a quick little sneak peek of the 2 brand new mini book kits. They are. I'm in mid-design of them, so one is just barely started and one's fairly well along the way, but I'll share those if you want to see those. Okay, guys. All right, so, oh my gosh, Aline, I love that from Greece. Yeah, Greece is on my bucket list, and one of these days I'm going to show up at your front door, even though we don't know each other, and I'll be like, hi, do you know who I am? I'm here to visit and cross something off my bucket list. Okay, friends, so we are going to flip the camera. We don't need to flip the camera because with the new setup, we don't need to flip the camera, which is awesome. So I'm just going to move this little guy in over here. Let's see, hopefully, I'm seeing 2 different things. I'm seeing the StreamYard website where I look really clear. Then I'm kind of seeing over here on my iPad, and I am not looking as clear. So we're going to get what we get while I continue to figure this out. All right, friends. So I am going to, here's the magic. Beep. Oh, that part's so awesome. That part is so awesome. All right, so let's turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. Get this little guy out of the way. All right, how's everybody doing today? I'm clear. Okay, so I think this is when it starts looking not clear, is the writing. If I've been able, from what I've been able to, of many tests this morning, I think it's the writing that doesn't look very clear. So we'll see. The other thing is I am about a 10-second lag. So I just need to remember that, if you guys remember that too. So it may take me a second to respond to something because I'm not sure kind of where the lag goes. If you're just joining, yes, I think the writing's going to be blurry. It's the new setup, and we're still just trying. Nick's helping me. We're just trying to figure out how to get the writing to not be blurry. So it may require a whole new camera setup, which I hope not. But you know what? If it does, it does. All right. So let's quickly take a look at the lists from last week. So I always like to start out doing that. If you are new and all this chit chat at the beginning, I know the chit chat isn't for everyone. It's usually probably like usually the first 15 minutes where we just catch up and announce the winner and things like that. So if you don't want to kind of hang out for that, then if you just jump in for the first, after the first 15 minutes, you'll be good. You can also fast forward. Okie dokies. Oh, Terry. Yeah, you guys, I did. I have lots of new washi that I brought in. Lots and lots. I forgot to get the skinny out. Lots of new skinny washi, which is really fun to pair with kind of your regular width washi. It just gives you a really good contrast. Anyhow, maybe I'll show those next week, but you can always go to the website and see. It's all under what's new. Okay, so our lists from last week. We did 3 lists last week. The first one, hi, Jeanette. The first one is things that put a smile on my face this week. And we talked a little bit, let me just adjust that for a sec. We talked a little bit last week about having a positivity tracker or something that you would look to what was positive that week or that day or that month, whatever it is. So Last week we did a list that was things that put a smile on my face. And sometimes you guys, we have to really dig deep for that, right? Sometimes it feels like we have to really dig deep to find something that put a smile on our face. And that doesn't have to be like something spectacular. Like I won the lottery. I did win the lottery. Um, it doesn't have to be something amazingly fabulous. It could be that, oh, I know. Well, this week, This Is Us started up again. So that could be something that put a smile on your face this week. Could totally be anything. Karen, yes, Karen Haynes. There were a number of ladies that were wondering where you were last week. But that's what's really cool, you guys, because this little community, everyone's like, where's Karen? Has anyone seen Karen? I hope everything's okay with Karen. So that's always kind of fun. So yes, this was a fun one that we did, and we used the List It To stamp. And the List It To stamp has that fun little like spiral notebook. So we did some work with that. You can always, if you missed a week, you can always go back and kind of watch and see how to do something like that as well. Now, what I had done, I had way early on, I had actually started this insert on, I know, March 13th, because that was our big 1-year anniversary, right? So I had left a blank page here. And so as we were listing, because we're way up here, as we were listing, somebody said, I think you left a blank page way in the back. So that was a perfect spot for this list. So your lists don't have to be in chronological order, right? You can bounce around. Just date your list. So this one was May 8th, and I just like to date my list. Then we move to this guy. This was travel bucket list. So we were talking a little bit earlier about traveling and different people's bucket lists and where people want to go. So that was fun. And we did use the Safe Travels collection from Simple Stories. So I have lots of things here to, oh, that reminds me, I forgot to erase, just while we're chatting, I forgot to erase all my little pencil marks there. Like, what happened to my stamp? There's a little dot in the middle of them. So I have lots of things to check off my list. Now, really quickly, last week we were talking about Glass Beach. On Glass Beach, I mentioned Glass Beach was in Fort Bragg, and we were talking about sea glass or beach glass, and how there is a beach there called Glass Beach that's unbelievable, and it has so much beach glass. But everything that I had read said you can't go there. You can't actually go there and see it. And then somebody commented after the fact and told me that you can go see that. So I don't know, like if you can get on the beach, but you can see it. So definitely want to go there. All right, our last list. Last Sunday was Mother's Day. So I did a list about things that I love about my mom. And we had a lot of fun with this list. There was a lot of experimenting going on with this list, with this particular stamp set. So that particular stamp set that I used, and now I don't know where it is. Well, it was a label stamp set. And we tried something a little bit different. Instead of taking all the stamps off and stamping them individually, I just left all of the stamps. Oops, I just realized one of the lights isn't on. There we go, that's better. I just left I just left all of the stamps on the stamping sheet and stamped them all together. So I did one impression just like that. And it was really fun because they were all spaced out in a really great way. It just took a little bit of experimenting, right? If you were there, it took us 3 times to get this because we were experimenting. Finally, somebody said, you know what you should do? Instead of cutting the paper first, let's stamp and then cut after. So that worked really well. But that was a fun one. And that was a picture of me when I was little, and my mom. So that was kind of fun. All right, guys. Our first list. Like, wait a minute, what did I miss? Our last list. No, our first list for today, the one that we're going to start with is my happy place. And this is going to kind of be a mixture between memory keeping and listing. I get a lot of requests. Memory keeping. I want to see more memory keeping, more memory keeping. So what I'm trying to do is at least every other week, if not once a week, do a list like this, where it's a combination of listing, because over here I'm listing the things that I love about my mom, but over here including a photo. That's what makes it memory keeping, right? And you've heard me say before, even this is memory keeping, right? There's no photo. This is still memory keeping. I am capturing memories hopefully future memories, right? But I'm capturing memories. This is about me. So this is memory keeping. I'm telling a story of places that I want to go. So whether you're listing, whether you're using photos, no photos, it is absolutely wanted. It's all about the memories. So you can put a photo on anything, right? With our listing, you can put a photo on anything. Last week, as we were going, I think Donna, Debbie, someone that name had started with a D, said that she was going to turn this travel bucket list concept into a double page 12 by 12. So 12 by 12, 12 by 12 scrapbook spread. But basically same concept. So any of the lists that we do, you could turn into scrapbooking layouts or work into a mini book. Vice versa. Any of your scrapbooking stuff, I bet you could work into a traveler's notebook. Okay, so the first one is my happy place. And this one, I decided that I wanted to use some photos. So this will be memory keeping, but a little heavier on the photo side. It'll still be listing though. See you guys talking about lists. Oh my heavens. You're talking about mask rules, Sarah. Yeah, here in Utah, mask rules lifted a lot. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me nervous, but I won't go there because we're not here to talk about masks. We're not here for Lael to talk about masks. You guys talk about whatever you want. Okay, so my list. I printed out some photos. And over here, you have my little handy dandy trusty Epson PictureMate PM400. That guy, I always link in the comments or in the description of the video because there's always so many questions about this printer. This is my workhorse printer. I use this printer for probably 98% of all the photos I print, unless I'm printing a large format. Like if I need to have an 8x10, or sometimes I use my bigger printer if I want a full photo for one of my traveler's notebook pages. Otherwise, this is the guy that I use. And I have to show, because I think it was Mindy. Was it Mindy that showed she had taken the little scatter squirrel and put him on her printer and posted that in the Lael by Mail Facebook group? And I went, yeah, I need to do that. So I think a number of us did that. All right, so that is what I use to print my photos. And I have two photos here. This one is printed on a 4x6. And I already sized the photo to be that size. So I'm going to put this guy over here. And then I printed these. This is a 5x7. And the look I was going for is like the photo booth prints, right? So, you know, when you go to a photo booth, or back in the day when you were a kid and they had photo booths, you'd go in with your friends and make silly pictures, or go in with your boyfriend and kiss your boyfriend or whatever. But the photo booth. And so I thought, well, that'd be kind of fun. I could do like a little photo booth strip over here. So then I was in kind of a hurry last night. And I'm like, shoot, so how do I know a photo booth, what size, whatever? And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go into the Epson PictureMate, the Creative Print, the app that is free with your phone. But I just went into the app and found a template that looked to me like what would be a photo booth. Now, this template or this canvas really had space for a photo here, and here. But I didn't put any photos there because I don't want photos there. I just want to cut this off and have that be my photo strip. Now, if I was thinking ahead, I really could have done 3 different photo strips and then had 2 other photo strips to use later. So I wasn't wasting the rest of this photo paper, but I didn't have time for that last night. So that's what I did. So you don't have to have like mad fancy Photoshop skills, or Photoshop, but Photoshop skills to do something like this. I just used that Epson Creative Print app. There are other free apps, and I know you guys talk about this a lot in the chat. There are other free apps that you can use to do something similar. I'm just not as familiar with them because I use the Epson Creative Print. All right, so my thought is I'll have this photo over here, and I will have this little photo strip over here. I'll do a little bit of journaling over here, and then I'm going to do listing over here, things that I like about my happy place. What's interesting, well, I'll get there. I'll get there in a minute. So I am going to use 2 pieces of pattern paper here to start. And I pulled out papers from this guy. This is part of the Yay bundle that I have on my website, and I link to it in the description of the video. What is that? I hope I don't need to go to the door in a minute. There's some like big rental truck sitting in front of my house. All right. Anyhow, this bundle. So I pulled out things from this Yay 6x8 paper pad and also the die cuts, the ephemera. And I thought this would be a fun one to use because when I saw this, what my eye is drawn to instantly, excuse me, were these papers, right? These really fun, bright prints, and obviously this one too, right? I think what happens is that when we see a collection like this, or see a paper pad like this, or see the die cut ephemera like that, we look at it and think, oh, well, shoot, look at that's his birthday, or that's his party on. So that's not really going to work for me. Well, we have to look beyond that because a lot of what I pulled out, the stars, the arrow, these fun, cute little things, this Yay, the hip hip hooray, work for totally generic things, but they also then work for celebration. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. When you get something like that, you have the birthday celebration side of things, but then you also have the really kind of just generic plain side of things. Okay, I think they realized that they were at the wrong house. That's good. So I am going to start with this one, I think right here. And I'll have to decide how I place it because I will end up needing a piece of white paper here on top. So I will see some of this pattern, but I won't see all of it. I could also possibly put this guy over here because that would go right on there. And then I'd end up having just white over here. So I don't know. We'll have to see. This one was super fun too. And it's really just going to depend on, I don't know that I want both of those together, but I could. The stripe, if I did the stripe over here and I did these over here, that could be fun. But I don't know. I still really like that one. So let's start out with our white cardstock. Behind me. All right. So there is some white cardstock. And let's get out the trimmer. The fan today at my legs is working very well. My legs are a little chilly, but that's good. It will counter the top half of me because the lights make it so hot. All righty. So let's just look. If this is, start to kind of lay this out and see what it would look like. That could work. I think I'll use this one for the left side with this photo. So I'll first trim this one down because this one I'm going to use right here. And I will build basically this entire spread and then I will adhere it just because we're really towards the end of my insert and there's just a lot going on over here. So it'll make it a little bit harder to work. And that's exactly what I did with that one too. So this is going to be my base. And this is a 6x8. I'm working with the 6x8 pad. My inserts are standard wide. So standard wide is 8.25 tall by 5 inches wide. I love to use 6x8 pad for that reason because look at, I'm going to waste very little paper and the pattern is scaled down. So let's start out. So if it's 5 inches wide, I think let's start out at 4 3/4 and see what we get. See what that looks like. It actually would work really well if it was over here, but I'm going to lose a little bit of sight because there's so many other pages. So I'm going to trim it down just a tad bit more. I think probably I want to say I probably am usually anywhere between 4 3/4 and 4.5 wide, because I like to have a little bit of a white border around it. I think that will work for us. All right, we need the corner rounder, which I forgot to grab ahead of time. All right, so I will round the outside corners. Oh, you know what? He is MIA. There he is. Now he's with us. Yes. Sometimes I forget to bring him out. I'm really trying to, because after Saturday's over, it's such a mess in here. And then I am bouncing back and forth designing like 4 different classes right now, 4 different kits. And so I'm like cleaning everything up in between, getting all of the lights out, really cleaning everything up in between. So I keep putting him away and then I forget. When you do a sheet of pictures on the one side, what size is that? So this was, this is a 5x7. That is 5x7 photo paper. And I've just used the Epson Creative Print, their free app on my phone. And this is just one of the templates. The template, really, I would have put, you know, more photos right there too, but I just wanted to do that side. So it looked like a photo booth print. Okay, so here's my white paper. Actually, let's turn this way so that I won't have very much wasted. And I'm just going to mark there and right there. So I get enough of the blue and enough of the yellow. That's about, I don't know, 4 1/8. I know sometimes you guys like to know what those are. All right, there we go. So that'll give me a nice little set of stripes along the side. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but that is gold foil. It kind of makes it, a little bit more flashy. So Crafts Capture just asked a question. When you do the sheet, oh, sorry, Wanda, reading the one below that. I already answered Crafts Captured. Does anyone else have trouble toward the end of your insert gluing the paper down towards the center? So Joanne says, yes, she usually uses a little bit more tape. That's sometimes where I use my 2-way glue pen because I can get right in there, right along the edge, and then that will help it stay. Either way, whether you're using a glue pen or you're using your tape runner, try to get as close to the edge there as you can, and then that will make it so it doesn't, so it doesn't lift. That just reminds me. This will probably come in handy. And I'm going to just work on my little trimmer here for a second. Not little trimmer, big trimmer. For a second, because I'm going to do a little bit more cutting for the next side. So let's just go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do preemptively, though, Wanda, what I'm going to do preemptively, wow, is even on this guy, I'm going to get, oops, and I got a little too close. I got really close to the edge because, just fold that extra adhesive over. I want to get really close to the edge because then it will already kind of be done for this spot. Right? So when I go and adhere this, I know I'm going to have to add a little bit of extra adhesive right there, but I've already done it with the white so that the white won't, kind of lift up too. Okay, so there's that. Now let's go to my photo. And I pre-sized this just because I knew what I wanted to happen right there. Now, I need to come in and outline this because that's really white. All right, so that will be left side of the spread, right? Now, correct. I shouldn't say right, correct. Hi, Sandy. All right, there is one side. Now we're figuring out the other side before I get too much further. So if we did this, we know we also need a piece that would be, instead of measuring, we'll just cheat here. Oh, we're good. Oh, no. What did I do? Don't mind me. Okay. I totally went about that the wrong way. Usually what I do is I will come in with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I will cut it into 2 5 by 8.25 pieces. It just makes it a lot easier to start that way. All right, so this is over here. If we have this here, side by side, but really this would not be here, so we wouldn't see this. Let's just try to fake this, right? We'd kind of be like this. I lose a lot of that, right? See how much of that fun part I use and I lose, and I don't know that I want to do that. So I think that we could do something different with that later. So as cute as that is, that may be going off to the side now. All right, here, let's look at this one. So there's another one that's a little bit harder because I lose a lot of the polka dots. Depending on if I turn it around this way, I have a few more, but I still kind of lose a lot of the polka dot. So that's not the paper either. I don't think I want to do another stripe because that's a lot of stripe. If I wanted it to be more cohesive, I could do that, but I don't think that's what I want. So let's keep going. We need kind of a smaller pattern. That I don't want to do. I mean, that would be really fun, but it is too similar to, whoops, it's too similar to what we already have going. So not that. These could be fun. Maybe we'll just do that. If we looked at kind of what that would look like over there. Yeah, let's do that. Get some pink in there. All right. Yes, this needs to be, what did we say here? Halfway between 4.5 and 4 3/4. I know that has a name. 4, 8, 10 16ths. There we go. All righty. Round the corners. One with tiny polka dots. Is this one we're talking about? The tiny polka dots? I think so. Oh, yep. Right. So I think that I probably just saw that comment now. So ahead of time, that's usually what I do. I try to pull out some papers that I think would be good possibilities. And really, you don't know until you get there, right? You just don't know until you get there. So it's always nice to have choices. Choices, choices. All right, let's get that out of there. What did I do? There was one more. That one is for fun too, but that's not. No, we'll go with the pink. We'll go with the pink. We'll just keep going. All right, so now this is this guy. That will go right here. Because a number of the die cuts with this collection are party themed. I know I will use some that aren't party themed, but then I also pulled in, let's go ahead and cut this now, then we'll get this out of here. I also pulled in some die cuts from another collection. All right, trimmer out. Okay. Now this one, I might as well just go right to the edge too, close to the edge. The photo. So the photo on the left is, let's see, hang on. Let me get this down since I now have adhesive on it. It is 3.5, no, 3.25 by 2.5. So 3.25 wide by 2.5 tall. So I did that knowing ahead of time that I would have a white piece that I would be working on. So I wanted to, you know, have some white border around it. Let's go ahead and put this one down. Weird. I missed a question. That's good. You guys are answering it. I love that. Oh. So I knew something looked off and I almost made a really big mistake. Well, I could have fixed it, but this page is actually upside down. And I know that because my corners are rounded right there. There we go. I almost put that in the wrong spot. So I will do that right there. And then I need my title right here. So I pulled out some, wasn't quite sure what I was going to do here. I thought I might stamp a title, but then I also pulled out some of the Florence Alpha stickers. So these are from Bella Boulevard. I've linked to these in the description of the video as well. I pulled these out because look at how well they go with this Yay collection. They look like they were meant for it, right? So I could do, I think that's what I'll do. But I want to talk about something that I started doing this past week. Because what I was going to do, I was going to stamp the title. So my title was going to say Happy Place right here. And instead of stamping the title, I'm going to use alpha stickers. But I had pulled out some of my different Distress Oxide inks that I thought on the surface might coordinate, right? But we've talked about before, you really need to swatch your inks, right? Because it's hard to tell. They look like these may not, they may work, but really they might not. So that one, the Salvage Patina, that's a swatch to Salvage Patina. So here it might look like it could kind of go, although when I get it close, it really doesn't. When I look at my swatch, I'm like, oh, well, it's kind of that color, but that color you really don't see very often in here. So maybe Salvage Patina isn't the best one to go with. On International Scrapbook Day, this is one of the things I had started doing was swatching my inks. I still need to finish doing that. In the meantime, what I found, and someone had mentioned when I was swatching the inks, long story short, but someone had mentioned that Ranger has little labels. Well, you can print labels for their distress colors. So that's what I've done. I've printed all those little, what will be labels for all their distress colors. So I will still do my swatching, but here I could even kind of look at this and go, you know what? Look at Kitsch Flamingo would probably be the perfect color because look at it looks really, really close. Or Picked Raspberry is almost dead on. And then I would look and say, okay, do I have Picked Raspberry? I don't know if I have Picked Raspberry or not, but the link to this, I included in the Lail by Mail Facebook group. And it's just, I found it on the Ranger page. But whether you're actually printing and making labels and putting them on all of your little ink pads, if you use the distress inks, either the oxides or the regular distress inks, or you're just using it for something like this to try to match a color, if you know, depending on what colors you have. I thought that was kind of helpful. So whoever suggested that, it's been too long ago, so I don't remember. That was my thought. When I was going to stamp, I would pull out that little guy and see what went, and then I would see if I happen to have that ink and then use that to stamp. But I decided we're not doing that. We are going to use these stickers. So I think you probably know which one I'm going to use, huh? I think I'll use the yellow because I love yellow. So let's see what that would look like. I use my ruler because it will help me line things up and then center them. So I don't know. I think Happy Place needs to be Oh, I just want to do this in black. You have no idea. I wish Florence had a black. It doesn't have a black. I wish it did, but I could use another black. But I'm trying to get out of my black comfort zone. Clearly, because somebody said, it all looks black and white, except for the things behind you. I wear black a lot. I wear black and navy a lot, but in my titles, it's almost always black. So we'll use some color maybe. Florence is really fun because it's very, very whimsical. Now it's meant, well, kind of meant to be all uppercase, but I don't know if that's supposed to be uppercase or not, but I'm going to make it be lower. I love yellow. I think you guys know that. If you've been with me, you know I gravitate towards yellow. Interesting though, I can't wear yellow. I cannot wear yellow. It does not, there's some blondes cannot pull off yellow. I cannot pull off yellow. I also know that I cannot pull off yellow nail polish. Oh heavens, that's bad. It looks really bad. Like I look like death. My hands look like death warmed over. All right. So if we do happy there, or we might have enough to put place next to it, but I don't know if I want that. I don't know. We'll see. It's a lot of peas. We're using lots of peas. Might have to get kind of close. I can probably already tell that I don't have enough room to do side by side because the L is wide. And I will be like, oh, I don't know. Let's see. I could also come in here and kind of get a little bit closer. Maybe. There's lots of, all the letters now are going to be wide. Maybe we'll do some more overlapping. We'll see. The C is little. And Colleen brought up a very good point. Colleen said she likes swatching better because the inks can really change. The look of the ink can really change based on the printer, right? There's a little acronym that in software that's called a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. A lot of times with printer, what you see is not what you get. So that'll work. That can go right there. So I think I would like that better side by side than stacked. So what I am actually going to do, I want to make these a little bit closer together since they're overlapped a little bit here. I don't want it to look like I just ran out of room. Just replace those a little bit. Like so. All right, so now the reason why I use my little steel ruler, and these little steel rulers I have on my website, number one, they're small, and when I'm working in a traveler's notebook, I'm working in a smaller space. I want something that's a little bit more manageable to work with. But the other reason, well, number one, I can use little lines on the ruler, so right here to help line up my letters. But then when I place them like this, I can move that back and forth wherever I need it to go to make sure that it's kind of centered, right? Centered-ish. And there's no guesswork that way, right? Sometimes when you are trying to place a lot of letter stickers like that, there's a lot of guesswork in trying to figure out where to start, where to end, measuring, counting the letters, starting from the middle and working your way one way and working your way the other way, which gets really hard when you have letters that some are wider than others, right? All right, so there's that. Okay, now is when I need the fan on my face because my legs feel really good. The face, not so much. I'm going to be right back, you guys, like 1 minute. 1 minute, I'm going to go grab my other little fan that sits on the counter. So hang tight. Okay, I'm back. It was either that. Okay. It was either that or go get the one that hangs around my neck. So that's probably too loud. I don't want you guys to be able to hear it. So let's see. Okay. Guys, tell me if you can hear that. I hope you can't hear that. Let me know. I'm going to keep going, but let me know if you can hear the fan because hopefully you can't. All right. So now I'm going to do, you can't hear it. Okay, good. Kim can't hear it. So I think what I want to do here is just a little line, and I'm not quite too sure. So I'm going to do it in pencil first, just like a little separator line between my title and my journaling. Oh yeah, that'll be good. So then I'll start writing down here, and it will kind of break things up a little bit. I need to pull this back a little bit more towards me so I can see. And I'll move it forward again in a sec. Yeah, the yay is fun. It's just super whimsical. Sometimes you just need something really like fun and bright and cheery, but generic, right? So it's a good generic. But it also dual purpose, whatever. Because it can also work for celebrations. Okay, so interesting. When I printed this photo, I just used one of the templates that was part of the Epson Creative Print. And it, sorry about that. It would have been fine when I didn't have a background or base. Now I have a base. So you can see it kind of fits right there. And I don't like that. I don't really want it to fit necessarily right there. So I think what I might do is maybe we'll have it be a little bit higher like that or a little bit lower. I think it needs to be higher. So I'll just have it be a little bit higher so it doesn't kind of stick out like a sore thumb so much. That will go there. And then I will end up doing my list over here. Oh, this yay. Yay is fun, but the yay, so the yay really isn't going to fit unless, yeah, the yay is real, well, no, yay is not going to work. If I had a larger page, then I could have like yay over here and then be writing, but really yay needs to kind of go right there because then this is where I would do my writing and then I would lose. I would only really be able to have 3 instead of 4. So yay is out. This guy could be fun. Nope, too big. When I was looking for different colors, I pulled out these die cuts from some days, right? Some days. Yes? Where'd my little pat go? Oh, duh. Yes, some days, right in front of me. Because again, the colors go really well. So I thought, well, maybe somewhere in here we'll have some flowers to really brighten things up. So maybe those will just go down there a little bit. But then I could also pull out, let's look at some of these die cuts. So crafts captured. So just had a great suggestion. So let's talk about that. I assume she said you could cut them in half and then do 2 by 2. So I could have 2 here, 2 here, which you totally could do. For me, that would be really heavy. It'd be too top heavy for me personally. So I wouldn't do that. What I might do, well, I won't do this later, but sometimes if I'm not doing this, I might go, shoot, I needed those to be a little bit smaller. And then I'd go into Photoshop and I'd resize everything so it would kind of fit within there. But I'm not going to do that because ain't nobody got time for that, right? But you totally could. Or you could do the 2 and put the 2 bottom ones here. So you had a little bit of a kind of kitty corner, however you say it, going there too. That could go there maybe. Just pulling out some of the flowers that I had. So what I like about either of these flowers is it's pulling out a little bit of the green right here because we don't have very much green right there. But then it's also helping to pull in. There's what's interesting. Look at, you have green on my trimmer. You have green there, and even a little bit of green here. So having that green there kind of pulls everything together and it makes it not so pink and yellow and blue. So these guys will end up going here for sure. This guy's pretty big, but if I have part of it going, bleeding off the edge, then maybe that could live there. Nope. None of these are going to work. The reason why in my head none of those are going to work because I have all of these circles already. So then that's too many circles. And I'm just talking out loud, you guys. I'm talking out loud, obviously. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud so you can kind of, my thought process. This is one of the new washies that I think Terry was talking about. There are 2 new trios. This is one of them, but I loved this kind of rainbow. So let's look and see. I carried a rainbow like this a long time ago that Stamp Market made, and then they discontinued it, which made me so sad. So let's see if we can get this open. Started. It's like your tape, right? When you're wrapping presents and you can never find the beginning. There we go. So let's see what this would look like. I think so too. I think I like that hanging off the edge. All right, so this is really, I mean, this is really going to make it a lot, it's going to make it a lot brighter. The only thing though is, if we put it over here, then we kind of lose some of that asymmetry, right? So we'd kind of have to put this guy up high. So we still want some of the white. So let's just see. Oh, that's such a happy rainbow. I think it'll work. But now I want to put it a little bit down further. I still want to see a little bit of white, but it was a little bit high. I think that'll be better. But normally I like to have a raw edge. In this case, I don't think I want the raw edge. I think I just want that to be, let me just get rid of some of that. I think I just want that to go right to that edge of the white. If I had cut it ahead of time, that would have, before I put it down, it might have made it easier. Huh. That's okay. Part of that will get covered up. Part of that will get covered up. All right, guys, how's the blurriness? Is it manageable? Hopefully it's manageable. All right, there is that. And then this little guy will go down here. And then this will go right about there. Yeah, okay. I like it. Oh. Whoopsie. Just knocked a whole bunch of things on the floor. Oh, gosh. So this morning, when Nick is trying to help me figure out the StreamYard, although he's not necessarily a technical genius, he's just the one that's here with me. So we're kind of like 2 bumbling idiots trying to figure it out. Although we're pretty smart. It's just, I don't know. Anyhow, on one of my stools in here, I have, I think I've shown you guys before, the some of the storage envelopes from scrapbook.com, the really heavy plastic, and they fell off the chair and hit Nick in the foot and actually cut his foot. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it was, he is, you know, jumping around on one foot. And he's like, ow, ow. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And then he goes, I cut my foot. And I'm like, you did not. And he goes, no, look, really. Yeah. All right. So this guy's going to go right here. This is for sure. When I'm working with a little die cut like this, I will use one of my glue pens because it is hard to get with my tape runner, right? It's hard to get into all those little tiny areas. I got a little bit too much there. It's hard to get in those little areas. So my glue pen helps with that. I have two, a fine tip and then a like chisel tip like that. So now that die cut, all those little parts are not going to go anywhere. They will stick down nice and flat. Oopsie. And then all of this is just excess. So I like to have things bleed off the edge a lot. All right. There we go. We need to put some things away. Easier to work when all the things aren't everywhere, right? And that's also, whoever said they lost their ruler, put it away, right? That happens to me all the time. Eventually I find it. Okay, so now, yeah, we were thinking maybe that little guy right there. And this one, I'll just use my tape runner. But once I'm in, I'm committed. So there it is. All right, so here I will do a little bit of journaling about my happy place. And here I am going to do my list. So over here, when it comes to the journaling, this is what I was going to say before. This is interesting for me. This is my happy place. It's also my stress place, right? Because this is where I also work. Well, one of the places I work in my house. This is where I do all of my designing. And so sometimes it's like I need to get away as far as I can because I'm over designed. I'm designed out and it will hang over my head if I know I need to do it. But other times this is like seriously my place that I want to be because if I'm stressed, even if I'm not creating, even if I'm organizing or, you know, putting things away or swatching my inks or whatever, that's where it's really kind of my happy place. So I'm going to do a little bit of journaling over here about that. And then right here, I'm going to do my list. So let's see, it is 11:10. I will work on this a little bit more, and then I'm going to move to our next list just because I don't want to take forever just doing the boring part. That's like watching paint dry, right? That's like watching paint dry. I also pulled these out. Well, two things here. These are the letters, excuse me, these are the stickers from Noteworthy. And we used some of these last week in the things that put a smile on my face list. But I pulled these out as well because there were some of the colors that looked like they could maybe also work their way in. There's a good green, right? So I was trying to pull a little bit more green in maybe, and that would make it kind of not so pastel-y. So like this Collect Moments. I mean, Collect Moments kind of doesn't really go for what we're talking about, right? So maybe not. Sometimes it's a struggle between looking for a color and then making sure that it makes sense, right? More of this works because I could certainly want more of this, right? More of this could go here. Ooh, maybe, what if more of this goes over here with this? Let's see if this goes right here. Can you still see that? Am I too low? Okay. And then maybe this goes right here. So it's off the edge a little bit. And then we need something maybe right, oh, I know what we need right there. Hearts to the rescue. These little heart fetty from Doodlebug. Sometimes you just need, these are great because all the colors go so well. orange would work. Of course, yellow would work. Maybe we need a little bit more yellow over here. You guys are like, Lael, step away from the yellow. Step away from the yellow. Actually, let's lift this just a tad. I want it to go outside of the label. Then we'll put that guy maybe right there. More of this. There we go. That works. And then while I'm at it, why don't we put this guy? Ooh. Okay. So I know I want to put a heart right here, but I don't want an orange. The reason I don't want an orange, do you see how I have yellow, yellow, orange? That other orange is just too matchy-matchy. So I need a little bit of contrast. So orange is off the table. Ooh, this green could be on the table. All right, so the green, let's just set that there so we can kind of pretend. Well, I'll just put it down. We can kind of pretend. So the green, although there's lots of green over here, there's really not a lot of green happening over here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like that green is totally out of place. You guys, this is exactly what I would do if it was just me. I was here by myself doing this. I'd be like, okay, how about that one? I'll try another one. How about the pink? And I'll be like, I don't know. I don't love the pink because of that right there. Maybe not. What about a yellow? And then it will just kind of blend in. But is the yellow too much? Too much yellow? Actually, I like that yellow because it's totally subtle. We're going to stick with the yellow. That guy. Now, well, he's probably going to stay because I glued him down, right? Oh, actually, he would be a little bit easier to pick up because I didn't use the glue stick. I'm not a glue stick, the glue pen. Thing with the glue pen is when you use a glue pen, you're pretty much committed. Things are not coming back up after you put them down. See, I need a different color right there, I think, but I don't think that will be the right color because there's not really that color anywhere here. So nope. These are the some days elements. So some days there are two, some days, yes. There are two different die cut packs. These are the elements pack. I think the other one's called the die cut pack. I don't know. No, we'll just leave it. Just leave it. Leave it, leave it. All right, let's get these put away and then we'll keep going. So I'll do just a tiny bit of little journaling, and then what I might do is when we're done, then I might just keep filming and then finish that. I start to get, sometimes if things take too long on one list, then I'm concerned about you guys when you're like, really? Could we please move on? Okay, so I think this is, I'm still going to keep this here, don't worry, but it's a little bit low because I want to put the date above it, but I need like a stopping point for the date. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of my adhesive there still. All right, then that gives me a little bit more of a stopping point for the date. Did I ever find my date stamp? I don't think I did, guys. Oh, maybe. Hold on. My head's turned. Hang on. That's where I put a bunch of stamps. There it is. Last week I was looking for it and couldn't find it. It was in the drawer below. Okay, so let's see. May. This is on my website. It's called the roller date stamp. Today's the 15th. Well, I'm trying to think what I was doing where I had a totally different year, like way off. 21. Right? 05, 15, 21. All right, now let's get out our little stamping book, because the public service announcement that I always say is make sure to test first. Test first. Now, what's interesting, let's just try. Let's see if Lael can get out of her comfort zone for a minute. Let's see if she can get out of her comfort zone for a minute. Kim, you can't find that one either? Oh, my heavens. See, and then that's when I completely had a nervous breakdown. Not really, but kind of. After National Scrapbook Day, when I couldn't find anything when I was streaming the entire day. And so, see, that could be kind of fun, right? What would that look like up there? It's really colorful, right? It is really colorful. Should I do it? We'll do it. I couldn't find anything. And so that's when I said, all right, guys, I am like going through everything. And then I put on the Facebook group that I was going to put together some boxes of my personal stash and just send them to anybody that wanted to pay shipping. Just know that if you were waiting for one of those, it hasn't happened yet. It probably won't happen until we come back from our trip because I don't know why I'm turning that upside down. It's hard for me to see right here. I'm turning this upside down so I can see. Now I'm worried. Hold on. This is when Lael's blonde hair comes out, friends. Sorry. Looking for a little scrap. Hang on. I know I should be able to just turn the stamp upside down and the page upside down. It would be fine, but I need to make sure. So this would go right there. See, now look, I don't love it right there because it's like kind of off-centered, just a little bit though. And so that would be too weird, I think. Maybe I put it right here, but if I put it right here, then the blue is, just go with it, whatever. Just go with it, Lael. Seriously. I overthink things sometimes way too much. But what if we did this? Speaking of overthinking, let's try it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on this sheet because if I don't like it, then it won't be stuck down. So it'll be okay. I got to rotate this. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see if we like it. That helped to kind of break up since the blues were kind of too close but too far away. There. That works. Oh, no, it doesn't. I should have ahead of time. Do we see why that doesn't work? I should have known that. We see why that doesn't work because we have a label right there and a label right there. And for me, that's just me. You know, I always say you do you. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it's to label. And I don't want it to be that way. So maybe we'll figure out a way to use this on, whoopsie, one of our other lists for today. That's funny. It like lifted up. Hang on, I have to repair. See how it lifted up? Literally, it lifted up that little paper that where my line is, where my outline is. Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. We are going to stop. Good as new. I'm going to stop with this list. I will come back when we're done with the other two lists, and then I will continue to work on this. So if you want to stick around when I do that, but I'll be working on this list for a little bit longer, and I think it's time for us to move on. So label, matchy, yes. Wanda, are you talking to me about your email? I don't know. There's been lots of emails. Yeah, look at, yes, my little sleeve. Isn't that cute? It's got like a little peekaboo. All right, so we'll finish this list up at the end, but we're going to move to the next list now. Let me just get all of these things put away so we have room to think and work. The next list, while we are waiting, the next list is, the next one is restaurants to try. Okay, about the stash box. Here's the thing, you guys. I had probably 100 people, and then I cut it off and said, okay, stop, because I don't know how many I'll be able to make. But I have not responded to anyone I just have all the emails, and they are obviously date and time stamped. So in the order that they were received, that the emails were received, the request, that is how I will fill them. So I haven't let anyone know yet if they get one, have one. So just know that like I said, it's probably going to take until, I don't know, probably, I hate to say it, but end of June. I think I got all excited about trying to purge everything. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to put all the boxes together. And yeah, trying to get everything done before we go on our trip. And then getting back, things will be a little crazy trying to catch up. So, all right, let's just move these things off to the side. Okay, next one. So this second one will be kind of a fast one. This one is restaurants to try, restaurants I want to try. The way I came up with this list topic, you guys sometimes say, how do you come up with the list topics? Lots of different ways. But this particular one, there is a walking group in my neighborhood. And so 5 days a week, the group walks, and it just depends on who goes. And it is very rigorous walking. It is really good exercise for about 6 miles. But anyhow, I missed the day where they were talking about this, but after the fact, someone sent out an email and said, hey, so here are the restaurants that we were talking about on the walk today. You know, somebody said, hey, would you send those? So they were talking about different restaurants, everyone's favorite restaurants. And so on this list, I thought, I have a list on my phone because it's in the text or in the email. I thought, I want to do a list of the restaurants that I want to try. This is kind of a spin on a list that we did last year. I'm just looking to see. Hang on. I'm looking to see if I can find it. This one, maybe? We did favorite restaurants. Hang on. Where is it? Maybe. I swear it has to be in this one. Oh, there it is. We did favorite restaurants. So I thought this would be a fun. This is a kind of a spin-off on restaurants I want to try. And what I thought I would do, I'm going to use the same thing that I did before. I used one of the guest checks. So on my website, I have these little packs of guest checks. And I think there's like 5 of the green and 5 of the pink. So since I did the pink one on favorite restaurants, I'm going to use the kind of mint colored on the restaurants I want to try. So it's really going to be pretty basic. I need to have a title. And I had used some of, Carrie Bradford's stamps. There was something that, okay, right here. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking I had something pulled out that I wanted to use on the floor. Oh, okay, guess what happened? Hang on. My fan ran out of power. Okay, friends, just bear with me. Those of you that are in this stage of life, you know what it's like. So, you know what it's like. Plug this guy in. I think if we take that one out, do this one. I'm going to add that to my mental list of things to have ready for all future classes. Have the fan. Oh, there. Okay. It worked for a while and then it just stopped. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. I was saying that there were stickers that I had pulled out before to also use on this list. And they are from the Sundays collection. What did I just do with? All right. I think in here still. Because some of these, look at, little takeout, little drink. I thought those could kind of be fun. So we'll see. Which got me to wondering, on the stickers that also go with Sundays, maybe something from there. All right, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now we need to figure out where this is going to be. So these will be, I have to do this because I will make a mistake. Happy place. Happy place. I will go back and put those in their spot when I finish them at the end. So here, this could be guest check. Now, guest check, it's kind of plain. I think we might need a background. Let's just see. Well, that's pretty party-y, isn't it? That's pretty party-ish. Looking at, like, if I use that little guy or use that little drink thing, that would work. So maybe that paper, and I'm just going to keep, since I have that pad out, I will just keep using papers from the pad. Might as well. I think that's going to be too pastel-y. Too pastel-y. It looks like restaurants I want to try might be on the beach somewhere, huh? Especially if we go with that guy. Okay, let's vote. Ooh, something navy. Okay, something navy. Then if we're looking for something navy, that's when we'll pull this out. Now, here's the thing too, you guys. If you're not, we actually last night went out. We went out. There's a place here not too far from our house called Cotton Bottom. And they make the best garlic burgers. We sat outside. We went with some neighbors of ours. We sat outside. I'm just looking for something that's navy here. But even though you may not be going out right now, or even though you may not be able to go out, depending on where you live, things may still be, really closed. I know in lots of areas of Canada, you are still very much under a lockdown, right? Here in the US, not so much. I won't talk any more about that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to find a navy. I find that you don't see much navy. Maybe it's more of a fall thing. That's where you would see more navy. Let's look at this one. Yeah, maybe that's why we were both a little edgy today, right? Yeah, no, you know what? I tell you, this is the thing, and this is maybe TMI, too much information, but all the hormones and all that I'm going through right now, I swear that I know that's what it is. It makes me be like the crabbiest person you've ever met in your life. And I just think Nick is a saint because I thought I saw a navy in here. I swear. Hold on, I'm trying to. I swear I thought not that one, but I thought I saw a navy. My eyes were playing tricks on me. All right. So let's think of one more thing really quick. Let's see. And I don't think this is really, I don't use cardstock like this. Gingham paper pack has navy. Gingham paper pack. Which one was that? I don't know. It's the hormones. Yeah, no navy in that. It is the hormones that makes me such a crabby person. All right, so we don't use a navy because I don't know what. Oh, wait, what about this one? Okay. There's too many paper pads to go through. Nope, no navy. We'll just keep looking. Well, just Gingham Foundry. Gingham Foundry. Oh, duh. Not funny. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Ding, ding, ding. That's going to be a winner. Ta-da! Yes, isn't that funny? And what is really funny is that literally I was designing a class with it yesterday afternoon. It's funny how it's like out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so let's see. Yes, it has lots of navy. Let's look now. Now that we have all the things out, where did this go? Woo. Yeah, you know what? So it's more of like a royal blue. So none of that. That's what it's going to be. We're doing that. The tone on tone. No pink. It's going to be kind of mint on mint on mint. And I don't know, you guys. I think I totally. I was in the middle of saying something and I lost it. I have no clue what I was saying. No clue. So if I remember, I'll start talking about it again. Look at what I just saw, though. Oh, okay. That would go. That would for sure go, guys. But I don't know. It's too dark. Yeah, we're going light. Anyhow, this was from Vicky's color study, which is so yummy. Okay, here we go. But that's what we do, right? That's what we do. That's what you guys do. That's when we're working and we're not sure what we want to use. That's when we pull out all the things and test it. Yeah, bless Nick's heart. If it was the other way around, I'd be like, you just need to move. Just move out for, a couple months or a couple years or whatever. He's a saint. He has a lot of patience. Clearly, I do not. All right. So we need to cut this down. Remember when I said this was going to be a fast list? Some of you are probably chuckling. You're like, no such thing. No such thing. So my answers are 5. So we will go, let's start with that. Don't worry, we'll add some color to it. We will add some color. Make it a little bit thinner. We'll go to 4.5. And then I need to take another quarter off here. So it's, actually. So what I was just about ready to do, I was going to take a 1/4 inch off of here, but then that is giving me, it's kind of uneven top to bottom. So I'm going to do 1/8 off the top and 1/8 off the bottom. For all of you type A'ers like me. Sometimes type A, but sometimes totally not. Okay. There we go. Now, sometimes I keep that guest check part on, and sometimes I don't. So we'll see. I have to figure out how I'm going to do a title on this. Because if we went like this, I'd need to figure out a way to put title up here. Or title down here. The reason I'm thinking maybe title down here is because that guest check is pretty bold. And so if I have title above and then that, I think it'll be a little distracting. So let's just look and see what we would do down here. I think we'll do some more alpha stickers. Made littles, but not those. I'm thinking maybe the typeset. That's really matchy. Okay, maybe. What about the so the red? So if I have the red there, and then if I put in like this little guy, that little Chinese takeout, or even that guy, because then it's all kind of would blend together. I think let's try that. I don't use red very often. Oh, Jen. Okay. Jen votes to cut off the guest check. So if we do that, well, I have two. So let's just do this. Let's cut off the guest check and see. We'll see what we like. On the other one, I did cut off guest check because I was struggling with a place of where to put a title. So if that was like that, then I would come and put the title up here. So let's see. I don't know. Red is pretty bold for me, guys. Where'd the tweezers go? Here they are. What about teal? Let's see. Or the black. I mean, we haven't used no black yet today, right? Oh, okay. I just had an idea, though. Look at what I saw. What about... And let's just look. Maybe a white. Because if I do it in there, if I do it in that area, let's see what that looks like. We'll just try a letter or two. We'll just give it a go and see. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going with white. These are the teensy type. I don't use these very often. I don't know why. I should, because there's lots of different options between that one and that one and that one. Okay, restaurants. That's where we have to spell it phonetically. Restaurants. Do you guys have restaurants on your restaurants to try list? Because even if you're not eating out right now, which we're not really, there are still restaurants that hopefully one day we'll be going to, right? I feel pretty okay with an outdoor one. Someone said, I think, did I see someone was just, that someone was just, someone's friend just opened a restaurant, yeah? Or is getting ready to open one? It's going to make me hungry now. It will make me hungry. Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory is a good one. It is hard because their menu is like 8,300 pages long. So you're like, what should I do? What should I get? I don't know what to eat. This is a good one. Ask your friends or ask your neighbors or ask. There are so many on this list that I had never even heard of. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What is that? I don't even know what that is. I'm spelling this, right? Restaurants. That's how you spell restaurant, right? Phonetically. Okay, there we go. Debbie unintentionally did it for me. Restaurants in LA with limited seating inside. Jen, your best friend, farm to table style, Skagit Valley in Washington. So where is that? The Skagit Valley. I don't even know if I said that properly. Yes, Cheesecake Factory, a game plan, a word of advice. The meals are huge. So you could easily split one. I mean, they're humongous. Make sure we're still going to fit. Yeah. Humongous, and sometimes there's a long wait. So our neighbors, we were talking about last night, or when we were with last night, how it's interesting because here in the US, the CDC came out and said, okay, if you've been vaccinated, no, you don't need to wear a mask. So you do you, I do me. We have been vaccinated. And it's interesting because, you know, as people are not wearing masks, then you're like, okay, wait, so have they been vaccinated or haven't they been vaccinated? And then my neighbor went to Ikea yesterday and she had a mask on. She's early 70s. And she said, I'm at Ikea, I'm wearing a mask. And she said she felt like that she was getting people like staring at her because she had a mask on. So just the whole thing is so bizarrely interesting, right? All right, we're going to figure out where we want this, and then we will move the guest check accordingly. I hope I'm still all in the mint, because if I'm partly in the white cream color, I won't like that. There we go. Restaurants. That's cute. It's just kind of, it's a little bit whimsical, right? All right, restaurants. Now I have to write, I want to try. Let's get all these stickers out of here. It's too many. Too many, too many. This, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. It's hard. If you said, what's the one thing that you would have? If you could only have one thing, what would it be? I think I'd probably vacillate between alpha stickers and washi. Both, but alpha stickers you can do so much with. Okay, get ready to write. Get ready to write. Skagit. Is that right? Mount Vernon, about 1.5 hours north of Seattle. Okay, Jen, this is horrible. Is Tacoma south of Seattle? I just don't know. Is Tacoma south of Seattle? So it would be opposite direction, I think. Oh, Val, the training table. Oh my gosh. All right. So non-Utah friends, which I realize is probably 99% of you. Val is Utah. I'm Utah. There was a restaurant, and it was it wasn't fast food, but it kind of, anyhow, you'd go sit down at the table and you'd pick up this little phone, and then you would call in your order. And they had the most amazing cheese fries. Oh my gosh. But the sauce that they would bring with it, barbecue sauce mixed with mayonnaise. Oh, Skagit. Okay. Mixed with mayonnaise, barbecue sauce and mayonnaise. Oh my gosh, cheese fries with barbecue sauce and mayonnaise, right, Val? That's like the most, and then they just closed. I don't know what happened. A couple of years ago, they just closed, and it was sad. All right, so restaurants now I want to try. I would love to just, I'm just going to put it up here. I don't care. I don't want it underneath. It's going to look funny underneath. So I'm going to do it here. Because I'm the boss of me. I can do whatever I want. I want to try. There we go. All right, now I made a list ahead of time because I had to, because I don't know these restaurants. And if I didn't make the list ahead of time, I wouldn't know what they were. So this now will be my list. Later, I'm like, where was that text? Oh, I don't have that text anymore. What was that? And then I'll be like, oh, I know exactly what that was, because I'll just go to my list. Okay, and I could even take a picture of it, and then I'd have it on my phone. Let's see now if we want to put this little guy, even though this is takeout. It could be takeout, right? This could be takeout. That could go there. Or this little drink. I kind of like little drink. And I can't do them both side by side because this has wings. So we'll just do the little drink. I'm sure I have other products that have little foods on them, but that's okay. Then we have some other red things. If I wanted to work some more red in, I could work in like this or the yes. Okay, let's go to my list. My list. Val, I'll be interested if you've gone to any of these. And anyone else, if there's anyone that's in Utah. Let's see. I have to look at these. Tacoma South. Okay, that's right. I thought so. Our older son's in Tacoma. Look at all the places that had phones at the table. That's fun, right? There you go, Tina, perfectly. I have been fully vaccinated. Will continue to wear my mask until there are no more variants. My choice, right? That's why I say you do you. I'll do me. Everyone will do. Yeah. But it does. You get a lot of, I think, judgment because you just, that's your brain thinks that way, right? Our brain thinks that way when we see someone doing something. Okay, places that I want to try. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there's room for 15, but I don't need 15. So the first one is called Rooted. And I know nothing about any of these restaurants. Although someone did say on the text, mint and sake, of course, or sake, however you say that. Those are both sushi. We love sushi. Cucina is another one. Provisions is another one. Cultivate. Okay, this one. Celeste. Ristorante, but we know what kind of food that is. That is Italian. I love Italian food. Carson Kitchen. Val, any of these ringing a bell? You guys, it was so funny. Val came over to my house. Val's sister and I live in the same neighborhood. And Val came over to my house last Sunday to pick up an order. And I, ahead of time, we said she was coming over, and I totally forgot. Yes, these are all in Utah. I totally forgot that she was coming. And then there she is at the front door. Someone knocks on my front door, and I open the door, and I have no clue who it is. Now, Val also got her haircut recently. Val and I have also never met in person. And so she's standing there, and I've got this blank look on my face because sometimes we're in a new neighborhood and people sometimes go to the wrong door or whatever. And I'm like, hi. And she's like, hi. And I'm just standing there. And I'm like, and she goes, it's Val. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I felt like the biggest ding-a-ling. Okay. Yes, all Utah restaurants. Chili. Tippin. Stanza. I think Stanza might be another Italian. This is Mexican. I know that for sure. Taqueria 27. So the last one is Immigration Brewery, and it kind of doesn't fit. So it's going to stay that way. Immigration Brewery will just, maybe I'll go there sometime or maybe not. Catch in Beverly Hills. All right, so there we go. That is a start, right? Now I will probably go in and add, I don't know, something to it. I don't know what. What I may do here is just little boxes. That's weird that all my little boxes end up being, they all kind of go up in the upper. Weird. So I can mark those off when I go. The date. So today is, I think we'll go in again. Oh no, I was going to go in with the stamp. I'm not going to go in with a stamp because then it's kind of stamp right there, not right there. So it is May 15, 2021. So I'll probably leave that one that way for now. I may come back in and, I don't know, add a little something more to it over here. Maybe. I don't know. Yes. Yes could work. Somewhere. Oh, I know what we'll do. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, don't like that at all. But what we can do, maybe. I need a word strip. That's what we're missing. We need a word strip. Well, this is awkward. That's not awkward. So word strip, like right here. Let's grab out the word strip stickers. Jen, I'm a little hungover and need breakfast now. That is hilarious. That is so funny. It's the neighbors that we were with last night. Then they came over to our house after, and we had a couple drinks out on our back patio with the fire going. And she texted this morning and she's like, oh, that was such a fun night. She said, I'm paying for it this morning, but that was a fun night. All right, let's see. Oh, start doing things you love. That could work. So eating, right? Let's see how that would look. Come on. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. See how it just needed a little something. That is just kind of a big blank space. And if I just put that right there, just so it barely covers up that little number. There we go. And it is done. Done. I think it's probably just going to stay that way. So that'll be good. They all don't have to be super fancy, right? That was quick and dirty. Quickish, right? That's quick for Lael. That was a quick one for me. All right. Now let's go ahead and I will come in everywhere but that inside edge with my tape gun. And then right here, just so it really sticks. I think it was Joanne, yeah? That was talking about this before. Okay. And then this guy, I'll just put it in upside down so I can see a little better. I think what else I probably do is I probably tend to get a little bit less wide when I do this. Oh, hold on. Oh, Shannon. Okay. So I have to say this for those of you that are not watching live. Shannon just wrote something in the chat. She said, learn from my mistake, everyone. Do not paper plan with candles nearby. I just set my mostly complete June Traveler's Notebook insert ablaze. It is all put out and everything is fine. I'm just really bummed. Oh, Shannon, I'm so sorry. That is awful. But you know what? Look at it this way. Could have been worse, right? Could have been worse. You could have like run to the grocery store and forgot. And then it could have been the house, right? I know it's so hard to try to look at, that perspective when it happens, but I'm so sorry. Because it's just all that work and all those memories and, oh, darn it. I love candles. I have one in my craft room right now. I do it on one of those warmers. So it's on a warmer and just the whole thing, the wax heats up and then smells. So that might be something to try. Karen found a restaurant in Denver, Snooze, pineapple upside down pancakes. Oh, goodness. Oh, Shannon, I was watching along and thought, who is burning brush outside today? Crap, it's me. Oh, darn it. Okay. Battery operated candles, right? Oh, a warmer. Yeah, a warmer. Yes, you know what, Shannon, take a picture of it. Take a picture of it, kind of burned, put the candle by it, or not the candle by it, take a picture of it burned, start your next Traveler's Notebook with that picture, and then tell that story, and then, keep going. But sometimes that's a memory, right? That's a memory that we should record because, it happened. Not everything's pretty, right? And like really pretty. Okay, friends, our third list. For our third list, I might have to put our third list on one of these pages and not here. It is a single page list. But the reason is I, ahead of time, had planned on using this striped paper, another striped paper. Where did it go? Oh, this one, this striped paper. This is from Old School, Heidi Swapp Old School. And I loved, this totally reminds me, although I hate this kind of ice cream, it reminds me, isn't this like Neapolitan? No. Is that like Neapolitan ice cream? For some reason, it reminds me of like an ice cream. Like this is a really rough memory in my head. Like an ice cream that you would buy in a box and that you'd like peel off the outer box layer. and then it would just be this big brick, and you just cut it. And when you cut it, it looked like this because there were 3 layers. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but somewhere in my brain it's thinking that. That the box, there used to be ice cream that you could peel the Spumoni. Yeah, I think Spumoni. Oh, no, Neapolitan. Okay, it's Neapolitan. Spumoni is the kind that has something really weird in it. Joanne, you and I would be soul sisters because give me both of these. I don't want the strawberry. I don't like strawberry ice cream. Really, given a choice, vanilla. Like I'm the one that would like the vanilla with a little bit of caramel in it. Nick is give me the chocolate with the chocolate sauce, with the chocolate brownie, the death by chocolate, the dark chocolate. This is me. That's Nick. None of us are that. Okay, so this list is next to I'm calling it next to my bed. Pistachio. You know what's funny, Terry? I love pistachios, but not Spumoni ice cream. Kathy, exactly. When I think Spumoni ice cream, I think Spaghetti Factory and the Mazithra cheese sauce. Isn't that funny? I haven't been there in forever. That was always a good place to take the kids. Now in Utah, there are a lot of kids in Utah. A lot of Utahns have really big families and lots of kids. So sometimes you go when we would take our kids and we'd make our kids like sit and try to be behaved, but some of their kids are like running wild. So I haven't been there since our kids weren't little because, yeah, that's not my idea of a good time. If Nick and I go out for dinner, a nice dinner, nothing wrong with kids. I just don't want a bunch of little kids running around yelling and screaming. Okay, so this is going to be the base of my list. This list is called Next to My Bed. So this could be what you have next to your bed, what you have on your nightstand. Maybe you have a drawer, but these are the things that are next to my bed. This kind of reminds me of the one, we did one last year that was what's in my purse, right? So this is another one that could change. This list could totally change based on whatever time of life you're in, right? So if you have young kids, you have a baby, you might have a baby monitor on your nightstand. If you are an adult, maybe you have we're all adults. Well, I think most of us are adults. I think we have one or two that aren't quite adults yet that watch. I'm thinking, what's that like minty cream? That minty cream that you put on icy hot or something like that. I don't know. Anyhow, just kind of a fun list that you could do at different times. So I'm using this. I'm also going to use Scatter Stamp. I haven't used him in so long. So I thought he would be a fun one to use here. So we'll do Scatter. And I think Scatter will be just down here in this corner. But I have to use a piece of white because it just won't work to have all these colors. I like the stripe, but I like the stripe in the background. It'll be it's too much for me to not have something on there to write on. So I probably won't do cardstock because the white and the white, well, the cream and the white. So that probably will not work. So now I need to find something else. Oh, golly. That was interesting. I just happened to look out my window at the time. And while I'm looking, we'll just chit chat. One of the ladies that's in the walking group, she told us her in-laws were coming to town this week. So they were just walking, but not as fast as we normally would go. And I caught out of the corner of my eye, I saw them. I saw them. And her husband's father, oh my gosh, looks exactly like him. That was weird. Hi, Nick. What hole are you on? Tam 2, you're adult-ish. How old are you, Tam 2? Beige grid. So right, maybe the beige grid. Nick, I told him all about how how we were trying to figure out StreamYard this morning, and finally you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go because I was being very stressed out. I also told him how you cut your foot. And I laughed, but I mean, I laughed, but then I didn't laugh. It's like when you're walking somewhere and someone falls down. I mean, you feel bad, But if it's like your friend, then they kind of fall down and then you're like, you laugh and then you're like, oh, are you okay? And then you laugh again. Okay, so someone was suggesting this one, right? The beige grid paper, Joanne, the beige grid paper. I mean, that could work, right? Now Terry's going to pipe in and say, no, that won't work. So let's see. There's a line. There's my grid. So there's a line and kind of a, let's look at this one. Yeah, no, I think the grid. And then a little scatter will go down there. And I think the scatter is going to be brown. I don't know. Let's just look at one more thing. Let's look at one more thing. I know, Terry. I know, Terry. I was just waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for Terry to come in and say, you know, you don't like that. You know what I need to, that's what happens. Then all the grid ones I like are gone from there. That's when we pull out another one. And let's see if there's any in here. I don't know. The white just may have to work. Maybe if it's just a white line instead, maybe that would be okay. I'll try that. It'll be all right. We'll just do the white line instead, as opposed to the white. That was photo paper. I don't know. It might just have to be white cardstock. I need to invent like the perfect thing for that. This isn't bad. It just needs to be a little bit less like yellowy, I think. So if that was the white, it's going to be that. All right. Thanks for sticking through my indecisiveness, my indecisivity. My indecisiveness. I know that's not a word. Indecisivity. All right. Did we ever hear what hole Nick was on? White line. Okay. We're going back and forth, but I think it might be that. All right. Let's get some of these things put away again. So this is what's on your nightstand. What is on your nightstand? And this is like a peek into your soul, right? It could tell a lot about you, kind of like your purse. What you have in your purse could tell a lot about you. Although what I have in my purse these days is quite a bit different than what I used to have in my purse even a year ago. Because pre-COVID, I always carried a huge purse and it had everything in it. I mean, things that I'd never used. But it was in there in case I needed it. Now, I just carry a little tiny thing. Because really, I'm just going to the grocery store, right? So really, if you're not going anywhere, it doesn't really matter. You don't need all the things with you. 10. Did you say whole 10 already? Time flies when we're having fun, huh? Time flies when we're having fun. Sandy, did you email me last night or is that another Sandy? Dinner's ready. Okay. So this is going here. We'll see you later, Karen. Karen with an I. And then that one. I know. I love that. That just, I think that's what you're talking about, Kim. Or that one. I think it's just too much. Too many stripes. Too many stripes. So that's why I'm going to go with the white. All right. We'll just keep on keeping on, I guess. Working outside of the book. And then we'll just go back in and put it back in when we're ready. No, too short. Yeah, too short. I had an idea for a second, but no. All right, I think that's where we want to go. I'm pretty free with the white cardstock I use. I think it's like 250 sheets for $10 or something. So when I'm in a hurry like this, well, I'm not in a hurry, but I'm not like trying to figure out how to maximize all of the, as much as I can get out of a piece. Get pretty skinny there. Somehow I was crooked, so we're pretty skinny. Am I still crooked? No. All right. Okay, so we know we're going to have scatter. I haven't quite figured out what color he will be in yet. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Ruth, our UK friend who stays up late with us. Okay, scatter. And then I thought I would pull out some of the, like one of my favorite collections of all time, but I'm only using the parts that I still have. I mean that like I still have and are still available. Garden Party. So Garden Party, actually I think I might have one more Garden Party pack that I found after the fact. So Garden Party washi and Garden Party sticker book. Garden Party sticker book is new. Well, it finally shipped. I finally got it. So I thought I would do some washi along here on the bottom, maybe. And then scatter could go there. And then we'll look at sticker book and see what we might do with that. Okay. What I first need to do is I need to stamp. I need to stamp in case I mess it up, then I'm not committed. So we're going to use standing up scatter. Although this little scatter could be this way. If we did scatter right here, then I could write my title right here. No, I just want them down here. A rechargeable glow stick. See, there you go. Yes, I'd love to hear you guys. Tell me what, I know what Ruth has missed. Ruth, were you here last week? Tell me if you were here last week, and then I'll show you what you missed. Tell me what's on your nightstand, guys, in the chat. And then I'm waiting to hear if Ruth was here last week. So I rounded corners out here, but I think most of the time I don't round the corners of the inside one. Stamping. Okay, here, Ruth. This is what you missed last week. Oh, wait. Oh, you can see me. I'm just delayed. Did you see that? Here, and then here. No more of the flipping the camera. That's what's new. We're still kind of trying to figure that out, but no more of the flipping the camera. Hi, Shelly. Books. Yes, Sandy has books. Lamp, because everything else gets shoved off by the cat. Isn't that true? That's what cats do, right? All right, so before I stamp, I need to figure out where, let's see what this looks like. Oh, yeah, I'm going to like that a lot. I'm going to like that. Karen Petrowski. Hi, Karen. Yes, lip balm. It's in my drawer. Lip balm is in my drawer. Okay, that's my friend Karen. Karen, I was gonna text you. Are you guys in town? I was gonna see if you wanted to get together this evening. Then I'll text you when I'm done. Meanwhile, everyone's like, could you figure out your social engagements later outside of this? All right, so this right here, this washi, I love the big cabbage roses that Maggie does. It's so good. All right, if that's there, this could be good. This sweet, lovely 42-year-old single cat lady. Jen, you said you were young-ish. Okay, you are young. Now, what I was thinking, oh, okay, you have plans. Oh, well. What I was thinking when you said young-ish, I thought you meant like young, like We have a, I think Ariana is her name. That is 13. That joins us sometimes. So when you were saying youngish, that's what I thought. And I was thinking like young. I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh, a brown pen to outline. Okay, so here's the deal. But then I would have to write it all in brown pen too, which I don't know. All right, that's going to put scatter up really high though. And scatter can't, I know what I'll do. We'll cover up his little legs with washi. At least we'll see how that goes. I think I remember telling myself I needed to stamp first in case I didn't like it, and then I needed to fix that, but oh well. All right, so when I was thinking about stamping with brown, I went, oh, and I went to all my Distress Oxides because, you know, I like my oxides. I went, I have no brown Distress Oxides, literally none. None. So I looked at this and went, oh, okay, so there's might be some good browns there. And I thought, I know I have some Distress inks. The ink's not the oxides. So old paper. If that's what old paper looks like, that is not going to work. Vintage photo. Vintage photo could work. Tea dye. No, tea dye is too light brown. Antique linen. Too light. I know I have walnut stain. I'm just not sure where walnut stain is. So let me just, I used to have like 8,000 walnut stains. Hang on one sec. I'm just looking. Hang on. Well, don't mind me making all the noise. Like, seriously. If you only knew how many of those I had. Because way back in the day, like everything that was scrapbooking was all like walnut stain. You would walnut stain everything. So, don't know. Do not know. All right, so no walnut stain. Let's look at vintage photo and see if vintage photo will work. If I had all my ink swatched, then I would know. Because that's from the printer. So I mean, I printed that, so who knows if it's probably pretty close, but we'll look. What I need to do is, yes, she did say young-ish. I was thinking like 20. All right. We're going back to our little testing notebook here. Well, that would work, right? It's brown. It's pretty brown. It's pretty close. So that will work. So what I'm thinking, though, is I just am going to do a little test. I need to know where to stamp him on whether he would go under the washi or not. So we're just going to do a little test so we can kind of mock it up and see if we like it. Oh, that's another reason why you test. I don't know if you can see that, but there was clearly something on the stamp by his eye. There's like a little piece of, I don't know. We'll remove that and then that will go away. Okay, so now let's look at this. There it is. Oh, goodness. All right, so I was trying to decide if we could cover part of his legs. Then it just will look weird, but what if he goes right there? Well, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Right on top. That's smart to plug your phone across the room. Oh, to get it to turn off the alarm, right. I know. See, I could cut him out, but there he is. Oh. I saw something that I thought might, oh, that would be way too big. Because Scatter could sometimes be a girl, right? Scatter could be whatever Scatter wants to be. We could call Scatter they. Let's see. I was looking for a little bow, and then I thought a little bow, but really this is the only bow here that I think might be way too big. Maybe not. Yeah, no, that does not work at all. It's too big. Looks like one of those babies. You know when you see little girl babies that have no hair, and so there's a giant bow on their head? Yeah, that does not work. We need a daintier bow. Something a little more dainty. I would like to have this bow, but in a different color. I know, Terry, you're funny. Terry's like, oh, I know. When you say, oh, that kind of means I don't like how I stamped it, huh? No, because you can't really see that that's a bow. How about on the head? Nope. Although, okay, what about this? Let's try this. What if we come in and take the tails off the bow? We're going to take the tails off the bow. Makes him look like a chocolate Easter bunny, right? All right. Yeah. No, not so much. It looks like a big infinity symbol, doesn't it? It could have a bow tie. Yeah, no. It just looks very oddly placed shape. All right. Let's work on the rest of the list for a while, then I'll come back and figure him out because that's just really weird. It's all just very odd. I do have a brown pen, but I am afraid, Terry, that the brown pen, where would it be? Hang on. I'm just looking for it. Hang on. Fawn, too light. I have a brown pen. Oh, I don't know. You can hear all the things get ready to fall. Let's see if this one works. Oh, it's really, it's thick though. Yeah, no, and that needs to go in the garbage. Okay. It's not going to be a brown pen. It's just going to have to be black. All right, I need to do a title. I need to do a title, and I think I might need some stamping. Ah! Okay, I might use this. I'm a very indecisive right now, friends. You can tell. I know colored pencil, but then I think it's just too brown. Oh. Isn't that interesting? I don't normally, I think, outline the inside. I think I normally just outline around the outside. So, well, you know what we say. We don't have to love them all. That's better, though. That helps. All right, stamping. What's next to my bed? Next to my bed. Next to my bed. Next to my bed. So I need some smalls. Maybe these. Maybe willow uppers. Did I have a smaller? No. Okay, I have bigger ones. Okay, we're going to use these. And maybe, I don't know. We'll see what we decide to do that in. The power of the scatter is upon you. I know, right? I know. Jen, colored pencils, but that'd be another 20 minutes to color match. Oh, that is so true, right? That is so true. Didn't even hurt my feelings. It's totally true. You're like, oh, please don't look for them for that long. Please. Because that's what would happen. Right? That is what would happen. You know me too well. Next, so these, I can't remember if I said these are Willow Upper. These are Carrie stamps. Oh yes, reminder, please, if you haven't already, thumbs up, please, 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 please. Unless you don't like it, and if you don't, I certainly hope that after 2.5 hours that you're not still here, because that would be crazy, right? Life is too short to watch hours worth of something that you don't enjoy. It's not school. No one's making you watch. Next, 2, and then I'll do my bed separately. I think I'll have to do my bed separately. Maybe not, though. I might not have to because there are multiples of letters. So we might be okay. How's the blurriness, guys? Is it okay? Is it like doable? If you joined late and didn't join last week, I have a new like app service, all different kinds of things that I'm trying between the flipping back and forth. So it just seems to be making it blurry a little bit. But when I do this isn't blurry. It's just here. Okay. Not too blurry. Okay. Next to my so what I'm going to need to do is figure out, because there are more letters, I'd like this all to be even. Oh, look, everything's going to fit next to my bed. All right, they're pretty even, like left to right, next to my bed. It's definitely stacked though. I mean, it's just definitely stacked. So if we do like this, and then I'll have to put like a flower or something up and we'll figure it out. Okay, so now we test. Now we test, right? We always test, especially if they're new stamps. We always want to test. Oh, and you know what? I'll test colors, because I can test the brown and see if I think I might like the brown. And if not, then I can go to the black. But we always test. If they're new stamps, we want to prime them first, and we can do that by stamping. But then it also helps us to make sure that things are lined up and things are spelled correctly before we go in, right? Do we have another mascot named Blurry, right? All right, so there's the brown. I mean, it's spelled correctly, and it's all lined up, right? I think the brown would be okay. That won't bother me, I think. It'll be okay since scatter's already there and the brown is at the bottom. One thing that while I'm just getting ready to stamp this, I want to talk about the way that I oriented this paper. I purposefully put the pink on top and the brown on the bottom, because brown is a heavier color. And if it was like this, that is just so top heavy, right? Way too top heavy. So when you're working with something like that, and if you have something set up and it doesn't quite look right to you, try flipping it and see if maybe that's it. So you usually want to go light to dark. Like if you think of the sky, the horizon, right? You start light and then you get dark when you get to the land or the sea or whatever it is. All right, we're going in next to my bed. Only the handwriting. Yeah, it's bizarre. I'm not sure why. There we go. Next to my bed. Get these off to the side. Yeah, so vintage photo worked out well. My distress inks come in clutch. My year's worth back in the day of scrapbooking, where you inked the edges of everything you did with those dark colors. I may have to get an oxide though. That's a brown. Probably a good idea. Okay, next to my bed. I think what I will do again is I need a little separator. I think I'll just do the same separator I did before. Just a visual. And so for that, I need my ruler. Over here. Yeah, next to my bed. And the brown will work, or the black will work because I've outlined in black and I did black there and I have black writing there. So it'll help to tie it all in a bit. Before we write our list, yes, Debbie, the pads are softer on the oxide. I call them squishy. That's my squishy ink. Generally, I prefer the oxide versus the regular distress ink because the coverage on them is, well, here's 3, but it gets more of a solid coverage. The pigment, it's a pigment ink, and it is permanent. So, and don't even ask me about all the mixed media stuff that goes with it because that's not my thing. So I don't know. But takes a little bit longer to dry. So like if you're stamping, if I'm stamping a title and I'm using really thicker stamps, then I get a better coverage because the letter is fully covered. But at the same time, I have to let it dry for a second because it is takes longer to dry. In the description of the video, towards the very bottom, I included a link to an article on scrapbook.com that talks about the difference between distress oxides and distress inks and shows you a bunch of different examples. So that's a really good resource. Lael is not the resource for all the things mixed media like that. I just like to use them as stamp inks when I'm stamping my titles and things. Let's see. I was looking for a flower. This is where I was before. Sorry, I got distracted. So I'm going to try something. I don't love this green leaf. Just seems like it's just kind of an add-on. Like somebody went, oh, we should add a leaf, and then they added it. Because it's kind of in a weird spot to me. So I'm cutting it off. Better. Better. All right, next to my bed. So where's my list? Next to my bed. How do I want to write these? Okay. I'm just going to do one of my little run-on lists. Oh, or, hang on. Oh, dang it. I don't think this is the right color. Well, maybe intentionally this is not what I was reaching for, but if I wanted to do bullets, these brown ones would certainly work. Okay, I'm going to do that. However, I need to erase the bullet that I just marked there. Blurring the writing. You know what? Maybe, I don't know. But watch this. Look at, when I do this, because this is what I was testing it out on when I was getting so frustrated. But when I come up like this, then you can totally read it, right? Then it's not blurry, right? But when it gets all the way down here, that's when it gets blurry. But maybe, yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't know. Hold on. I'm back again trying to decide if I want bullets or not. I'm just going to do them. But I need to get rid of that little black. There. And then I just need to let that dry for a second. Oh, but guess what will come in handy? My fan. My fan that's on my face will help to dry that really quick. I just used that white gel marker to cover that because you could just see it a little bit through. Yes, you guys are answering. Thank you. That's the Willow font, Carrie Bradford. I linked to her website, but that's the Willow font. And these are the Willow upper. Okay, there we go. All right, so the first thing is the phone. Apple Watch, what are they called? AirBuds, AirPods. AirPods. And the charger. Basically, that's one charger that charges my iPhone, my Apple Watch, my AirPods all in one. Okay, next up. Most of the time, coffee on a coaster. So it doesn't like make a coffee ring on the nightstand. Lotion. I'd like to think that I should put lotion on every time before I get in bed or on my hands all the time because my cuticles are so dry, but I don't. Candles that I never light. They're just there for decoration, I guess. The three colors, yep, Neapolitan. Angel time. Oh, Colleen, so funny. I always get it at 12:35. That's hilarious. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, Joe. Electronics next to the head, next to the bed. I know. I shouldn't have any kind of electronics in the bedroom, period. The remote. Always water. I know Karen's that way too, huh, Karen? Let's see. Can I fit 3 more things? We'll see. Sure, why not? Especially if I move this one up a little bit. We'll move them all up a little bit. Give them a little bit more breathing room. Okay. I will move all of those up a little bit because that's going to bug me. My Kindle, because that's what I read on. Of course, then we have readers or my progressives or whatever that is not going to make me sick that day. And the last one, magnesium. Because my friend Sherry told me that magnesium would help with sleeping and migraines and all kinds of things. But so I'm trying to take that at night. And I was figuring out that when I didn't have that next to my bed that I was forgetting. So now they're next to the bed. Okay. So that is the end of the next to my bid list, except he needs some help. He needs some help. So guess what's coming out? I'll spend 2 minutes looking for this, and if I don't find the right one, then I will stop. The colored pencils. Oh yeah, so my water is always in this, so it can't spill. Which reminded me just to take a drink. All right, we're looking for colored pencils because scatter. What might happen to scatter? Where would that be? What might happen to scatter? Where's the other one? I don't know where scatter went when I colored him in very nicely. At one point, I had colored scatter in really nicely for, not there, oh, right here. And I did shading with him and stuff. So what I might do is I might wait and do scatter that way. I think that's what I'll do. So I won't do that right now because I have to figure out what colors. And then I'll kind of color them in and do a little bit of shading. So I won't do that right now. He will be a little bit different than he looks. All right. So that I'm going to leave that way for now, except, I don't know, maybe one more thing. I think we need one more, something else here. Something else next to my head on the bed. When in doubt, add a heart or a butterfly. Okay, butterfly is going to go right about there. And I do realize that that's a giant butterfly because it's about half the size of scatter. And then I will need to do something over here. Because that's kind of a big blank spot right there. So let's see. That heart, oh, maybe a little, maybe what about this little flower? This little pink one. Okay, so if the pink one goes there, then we also need one more thing because it's weird just to have one too. We need one other thing. Maybe a what? I feel like we need maybe another. Let's see if we can make this little flower work. But I think if he works there, he's too small. Okay, that won't work. This one. Dots there like paint splatter. So what could work there? We'll do that. Like this. Oh, okay. I'm really glad I didn't just do that. I'll show you what I almost did. What I was going to do right here. That would have looked so bad and we would have had the biggest laugh. In the Gingham Foundry collection, there are all these cute little accents on the sticker sheets. See all these little plus signs? They're like just little cross hatches or little plus signs. And so I've done that a little bit lately on a couple things. I actually did that on the mom thing. So I made a little crosshatch there, just to add a little bit of something. So Karen, that would have been similar to what like Karen was saying, like dots there like paint splatter, right? So I could have put that up right there. What I was going to just about do by scatter, I'll show you. By scatter, I literally almost did this and I am so glad I stopped myself. Because I was going to put these little things right there. Like that. And I think it would have looked like he is pooping, right? Wouldn't it look like he's pooping if I put those right there? Those were like his little poops. Poopies. Yes. Poopies, right? They would have looked like little poops right there. So I think that's probably good I didn't do that. So maybe we've got to find a couple more places to put something like that. He's already pooped around a couple places, I guess, just not there, right? Okay, there. So it just kind of helps to, it just really feels like it needs to be there, but I can't do that. Won't put that there, but we'll just do that there. All right. So I think that is probably pretty close to being done. I mean, that's probably going to be it. So let's move these things out of the way. And I will go ahead and put this in. And then anyone that wants to stick around, I'm going to do two things. I am going to I know, whoever said she was hungover, she probably has like Advil or Tylenol next to her bed right now, right? I am going to, okay, I'll tell you in a sec. I can't think and do this at the same, I can't talk and do that at the same time. All right, there we go. Okay, so now what I am going to scatter, oh goodness, yes, scatter poops. All right, I am going to do this. The magic of our, oh, these are the lights. This is why I get so hot, you guys. I'll turn those off for a sec. Better. Oh, and then this is totally in the light. No, other way. Anyhow, it's just going to be like this for a second. I'll just talk with that right there and try to get some normal light so I'm not in the shadow. Okay, guys. No, Gatorade. There you go. Got to rehydrate. Yes. Wanda, I know. It's that tape gun is awesome. All right, guys. Now I have to figure out which camera I'm looking at right there. So we're done, but not really. Because if you want to hang out, I'm going to do two things. I am going to just show you a real quick sneak peek at the next two mini book kits that I have coming out early next week for pre-order. And then I will also, I'm going to show you something so fancy that I can do with this little camera. And then I will go back and finish up my first list. So this is the fancy I'm going to show you. Watch this. Look at that. See how we have a split screen? Isn't that cool? So I can kind of be talking and showing at the same time. I'm going to do this. Ooh. Just so we can see a little bit better. Hang on. We're still going to have that weird little thing in there. Okay, now let me get this, okay? Hang on. Oh, did you just see me do that? Oh, Lordy, I hit my head. I hit my head on the cupboard, but not too hard. All right, there's one. And here's the other one. So actually I should just say, remember, don't forget this part for the giveaway, you guys. For the giveaway, remember to leave a comment on the video. Where am I looking? Remember to leave a comment on the video when we're done. And you are telling me, oh my gosh, hold on. What was one of the lists? Our first list. Oh, happy place. Either where your happy place is or one of your favorite things about your happy place. So, we'll do a giveaway for next week of this, the little scatter pouch and stamp and sticker and pin. All right. And we'll be on next Saturday. So plan for next Saturday again, same time. Less blurry. I don't know, maybe. Getting all techy. Well, we're trying, right? Oh, so, okay, tell me, is it less blurry right here now? Like my writing, it still looks like it's blurry. I don't know. But look how tan I look. I'm not that tan. I wish I was. Okay, so 2 brand new kits coming next week. The first one is this little guy. So this is, no, this is funny because I have to look there and then try to look here. So this is my new summer mini book kit using the Sun-Kissed collection from Simple Stories. This is all I can show you because that's all that's done so far. But this collection is so fun. Some really fun ribbon. But look at this little guy. Look at this little charm that has a little sun and the little cloud on it. So this will be pre-order next week. And then this one. Okay. So this uses Heidi Swap's Carefree collection. And it's also using something I haven't used before. It is it's a folio. It's a folio from Photoplay. So it's amazing what you make, how you create the base of this project. I'm going to say open it up. Oh, yeah, Karen, I can't open up the summer one, but this one I can. So look. Opens. Look at this little side thing. Opens like that. Opens there. Side pocket. Look at that. Isn't that the most awesome paper ever? Then you open this way. And then we'll pocket here. You can see I'm still very much in I've done like the basics. And then you open this way. Little slash pocket here. You open this way. Another slash pocket on this side. This waterfall. This is going to be, I've been having so much fun with this one. Another pocket here. And then look at over here. This is a whole like side thing. Whole bunch of room for photos and memorabilia or whatever. And then it all folds up, but I have to get it all folded up the right way. There we go. And then you have this like surprise on the back. That's so fun. Anyhow, so those are the two new ones, and watch for email Monday. Gusset, thank you, Jen. Thank you. All right, so yes, Monday about those for pre-order. And they will ship before June 4th. And then, I'm looking over here. They'll ship before June 4th, and then we'll do the class after I get back. So probably like the third week of June. Okay, so now let's do this. Oh, Wanda, you totally could, because when we do it, you have the kit, you have the instructions, you have all the product, but then we also do class together. So I make it right along with you on a video, and you can stop and start at any time. It's just like this, it's live, but anyhow. Yes, the folios are really cool. So that'll be a whole brand new thing that I kind of introduce you guys to. All right, so now we're going to go away from the split screen to the single screen to, look at all of that. You know how long that would have taken me to flip the camera before? Okay, so now that we've done that, I am going back to my first list because I'd really like to finish this up. Nick is golfing and I'm procrastinating. Oh, Jesse, you emailed me about that. Yes, send me an email. I'm behind in some of my emails. Okay. Because I know you asked that. I think you asked that in the group. All right, we're back to this guy. And I had put the date down here and then decided I didn't like it. So I was going to come back, I think, and maybe just stamp the date right down there. And I had used the salvaged patina. But maybe, I don't know. Let's just see. We'll try another one. Maybe. I know, a long way since Sam, right? When I'm like, I don't know how to flip the camera. Yes, a lot of us have come a long way in the last, like, it's been a long time, right? Oh, you know what? Okay, I didn't do that very well. I should have probably cleaned it off first. Ooh, look at that. So I'm wiping, and even some of the black that's really deep in there is coming off. All right, let's get that kind of recentered again because those were all now scawampus. Okay. So the pink could work. So it would be like right here. So what I'll just do again is I'll take one of these little paper strips that I cut off and do that. We'll just kind of test it this way. This is always a good way to test to see if you're going to like something without committing. get all of this out of the way, put our lid back on here. So that would go there, and then it'd be next to the pink. I don't know. I don't really love it. So since we're playing, I had mustard seed out too. Now I have not swatched that, so I'm not sure what it will look like. Yes, as you guys peel off, I'm probably not seeing you. So peel away, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week. Be safe. Have fun. Go Jazz. Jazz are the Utah basketball team. That hopefully, if they win, and I think maybe game tomorrow night, if they win their last game, then they'll be #1 in the NBA. They'll go into the playoffs in the first seed, which would be really good. All right, I'm just trying to make sure that there's no more like black hanging over. Okay, let me grab. Oh, where'd it go? I am going to grab my, where's, oh, I gotta put these away. One of these is gonna get ruined, and that would be bad. Okay. There's stuff everywhere. Grab this. Grab one of my baby wipes. And maybe really try to get this cleaned off, because there's still some black that is normally you wouldn't see, but it's kind of, I think, tinging that yellow a little bit. Normally, I never clean this off because normally I only use black with it, right? Okay, I think it's pretty clean now. Let's do this again. I know, it's just a date, right? Let's just pick something and move on. That's it. That's the one I want. Some more yellow. Okay. I would like to have this kind of be centered. Kind of even. It probably won't be even though. Oh, that's pretty good. That worked out pretty well. Oh, Jen, that's you. Okay. And you know what, Jen, I will try to remember next week. You guys, in the Lail by Mail Facebook group, Jen, I think, is hosting a washi swap. So it kind of, I think, Jen, you brought it up on when we did our 1-year celebration, and I was showing you how you can swatch washi, and you guys are doing a washi swap. So if you want to be part of that, it looks really fun. Go to the Lail by Mail Facebook group, and if you're not part of the Lail by Mail, if you're not part of the Lail by Mail Facebook group, then just ask to be added, and I will add you. Terry, that mustard, you think? I always feel like a zombie when I wear yellow. That's a good one though. Mustard seed, that is a pretty yellow. Okay, so now, happy place. This is where I'm talking about. I have an idea. So you know how in the About Last Month, when I do About Last Month, I like to do this, right? I put in a couple of words in different color just to help some things stand out. So I'm thinking maybe I might do that over here because that could be kind of fun. I'll just have to try to find the right color letters, right? So lights, that is like dead on for that. So that would work. I know I'm gonna, yeah, it doesn't work. The yellow's off, but I already have a lot of yellow there. So I would really need like a pink, and that pink works. So if I need like that blue and then like that one. So that one, that one. Oh, I bet this might be close. Yeah. Close-ish. Probably close as I'm going to find. And that's pretty close too. All right, so now I just have to figure out what I'm going to say. Because it might be hard to come up with... Okay, let me think. This is the place I spend a good amount of time. That will be the first one. We'll see if we like how this looks. Don't I have a fun white floral print on a mustard yellow background? I gotta think. I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. Okay. Should I come in on time? Okay. It's where I go if I need some alone time. It's where I create. So that will be the next word that I will put there. Let's see. C-R-E-A. Okay, I'll be okay. Had to make sure I had enough of the right letters before I did anything. I always want to check that first, because if we don't, then we're in trouble. Oh, that works. They're right next to each other. Don't forget to count your letters. Yes, right. Yeah, I'm going to have to look. Isn't that funny? I have no idea. I'll have to go back in my closet now and go look. I have far too many things in there that I never wear that really shouldn't be in there. It clogs up my brain. Nick would love to see me get rid of a lot of things in my closet. It's just I need to take the time to do it, right? Okay. I need some alone time. It's where, okay. It's where I create. Whether. Oh, no. Gosh darn it. Okay. So I wrote weathers. I was thinking in my head whether it's, and then added the S on the end of weathers instead of it's. White gel pen to the rescue. Whether it's whether it's designing new classes or simply, and I had to really drag that out, the simply, because I want to put the next word here. Organizing, because that's part of the fun too, right? Organizing. This is the one we thought would work. Oh, I have all the letters here, so we're good. I have all of them. So this is probably, if I didn't keep recording and we just ended, this is probably what I would be doing right now anyway, just so I could get it finished, because I'd be working on this list. There are too many lists that I have that are unfinished because we end. And then I have every intention of coming back and finishing. So might as well just finish it, right? While I have everything out and remember what I was going to do and get it done. Organizing. It's our brains. It's Terry. It's our advanced brains. They work so hard and they put it all together that we're just thinking so fast. Hi, Marie. Rainy in Nevada. You say Nevada or Nevada? Organizing. Organizing. Golly, that's a long word, isn't it? Z. Probably one of the very few times you use a Z. Organizing. Yeah, that's really long. It's going to take the whole line. Organizing. D. It's definitely my, I was going to say happy place again. It's definitely my space. There we go. Since happy place doesn't work, it turns into space. Get rid of these. Put this away. All right, so there is one side. Here's the other side. There's a lot of color going on here, huh? Now, these are the things I like about my happy place. So I think over here, I'm just going to do one big run-on list. That was my idea. Like I generally do my about last months are usually one big run-on list. My stand-up desk from Target that I've had for years. That's my stand-up desk. What's interesting, so when you go my room, the two big French doors are right here. So this is where I stand when I'm designing, right here. But this wall back here is behind the door. It's just a plain old wall. So it wouldn't be very fun if I was filming that way, because you just see a wall. So when I'm doing this, I actually am over here. I'm at the end of my table. And this is black, but I have a white just countertop from Ikea that I pull onto my desk, my big desktop, to do this. So it's white instead of black. And I could do black. However, then there's a big piece of glass that fits over the top. So this is where I am right now. Okay, my standard. Okay. The 2 stacks of Ikea drawers. So I always know where to find things. So somehow I'm going to have to do something like this, since I'm doing one big run-on. So you'll be able to see, well, and you still really can't see. I'll have to figure out something there. I have an idea, but we'll see. The, what are those called? They're like, they're not paper. I'll just call them paper. They're not paper, but the paper flowers on the wall. my collection of antique cameras. Yeah, this is one big run-on. That's going to be really hard to see. That's okay. My candle warmer with my friend Lindsay. Oopsie, that was bad. Look at that. Oh well. Clearly I ran out of room, but that's okay. My candle warmer with my friend Lindsay's candles. She makes candles. Oh, many hearts. Yeah, so what's interesting, the rainbow, those are planners, but it is mirror image. So you guys are seeing me like mirror image. So my hair is parted on one side, but to you it's parted on the other side. And that's just how that the camera is, which is interesting, right? They are, let's see, they are to my left. Yes, if my back is to them, they are to my left. What else? Oh, that's another one. My red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet planners, my Roy G. Bibb planners. The Expedit unit with everything hidden. Uh-oh. I put an E on the end of width. Again, Terry, my mind going too fast with everything. The E started at the end of the width. Okay. Yeah. And then how about the last one is it's all mine. It's like the garage for Nick. He's like, don't go there. I'm like, Nick, it's a giant mess. He's like, that's my space. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. Okay. So you guys suggested these, and I think that would be really fun, right? So well, we could just start in the Roy G. Bibb. Red. Another red. I know those really aren't red, but I'm just thinking the Roy G. Bibb. Uh-oh, that one's out of the way. Confuses your brain. I know, right? It is. I get brain confusion just like that. Red. Orange. If there's any question ever of the color I gravitate to, all the yellows are gone. Yes, such a good idea. Whoever said that, that was a really good idea. Thank you. Let's see. Nevada. See, I don't know. Is it long A or short A? Terry's got to do chores. That's okay. Have fun. Oh, Jen, yes, mini hearts. Thank you, Jen. That was a great idea. Great idea. And it's okay that actually what I can do, I'll probably go back in with the my little white gel pen and get rid of those little asterisks that you can see. Part of the asterisks that are still hanging out there. And there we go. We're back at the beginning. Right? Yes, cute. I love that. That turned out so cute. I mean, I'm glad, Jen, I'm glad that you suggested those because that's exactly what that needed. And then you can really just, it helps separate things. All right. That's totally, it's so interesting. Okay. I'm going to do this because now I'm done. There we go. It is so interesting how, okay. Hang on. It's so interesting how when you start out with something, it turns out so different. There we go. It turns out so different than what you had planned, right? I mean, it kind of turned out like I had planned, but kind of totally different. So, and actually, I guess we could do this again. So that as, we need to bring that back in that way. But I have to move that out of the way because it's okay. You can kind of see it right here. Anyhow, yeah, so turned out totally different than I think I had planned, but I love it. I think it turned out really fun. So you guys see this little side-by-side thing? This is how a couple times, that's fun, Lulu girl, started watching live and you dozed off. Oh my gosh. Then it was, so now what is it, like 5 a.m. where you are, right? You shouldn't feel bad. Holy heavens. You're up late. Okay, let me get back on track. A while ago, Vicki and I were talking and thinking it would be really fun if, and we have to just put our heads together and figure it out. But I think it would be fun if we did something like this, because this is the way that you could have a guest, right? This is the way that you could have somebody there working with you. What could be really fun is if, like she and I both took the same products and both took the same list topic, and especially if we used Vicki products, and both were working on a list at the same time, then it would be just kind of fun and cool. And then Vicki and I would have a party, because that's what happens when we get together. Not looking at the camera again. So anyhow, so fancy is, yes, so fancy. Okay, friends. I'm just trying to read the comments. Okay. Yes, totally different styles, because Vicki and I have totally different styles. The only catch is, then she'd say, okay, well, let's do the same thing. Then I'll give you some mixed media things, or we'll both pick the same mixed media things, and then we'll do a side by side, and I'll be like, what? Anyhow, so that was fun, you guys, especially the end, because we were just kind of hanging out and I was finishing. We will be together again next Saturday. So next Saturday is the 22nd. And actually, next Saturday will be the last one we do, and then there'll be a 2-week break because I will be out of town. So next Saturday, be here. We'll have fun. Well, hopefully we'll have fun. We always have fun. I always have fun. And then we'll take a 2-week hiatus, and then we'll come back again. So we'll wrap up for now. If you guys have any questions, you know how to reach me. Either leave a comment on the video or go to my website and click on Contact Us. Remember the giveaway for this week. This week's giveaway is this little guy. Which camera? This little guy. Now you've got this one here too. This little guy with the scattered stamp that we use today, and the scatter sticker, and the scatter pin. So leave a comment after the fact, not in the chat, but on the video. Tell me either your happy place or one of the things you love about your happy place. And then next week, I'll draw a random winner to get that. Next week, I promise we'll have the rest of the winners selected for our National Scrapbook Day celebration that we did a couple weeks ago. All right, friends. Thank you. You will be in Utah. Oh, you will. Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Hotel live. No. Karen, there will be no hotel live. We're going on vacation, and we are going far from home. So I will be taking nothing with me. Nothing with me. So I had talked at the beginning about I was toying with, should I pre-record them and then they would play each Saturday, but I have a lot to do between now and then to get new kits and things ready. So we're just going to take a 2-week hiatus, but that'll make you really excited when we get back together again. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Canadian friends, stay sane. I know you guys are locked down again, and that's just, I know it's hard. So hopefully it'll be a thing of the past at some point. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I hope to see you guys next Saturday. So now, camera, iPad, camera, double over here. So, yes, the one that says end broadcast. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. There we go.